We are live.
Salam Malikum with magic. And salutations to all. I am Donawoa Ami Sheps Ray, your host for today's 3 October 2023 Full Harvest Moon reading. Our moderator is Har Jed Sobek Ibn Ray. And we begin with the reading of our pledge. Begin all acts, breathing and thinking by saying Kalum, parentheses all, by way of the infinity flame of the dwellers enthroned in the flower of fire. By way of a universal traveler, dweller dash emperor, space, Sam Hu Amini dash Ray, quote, Ade Lo Yi, end quote. Zin Uru, smiley face. The pledge of the Emperial and Imperial royal flags for the Emperial CMYE-IRK Republic for the country of United States, small s. As I stand beneath our sacred Emperial and Imperial royal flags, I vow loyalty and obedience as I watch them fly. To the imperial laws of our Emperial and Imperial Constitution that governs our Emperial and Imperial Royal Empire. To this cause, I hold my head up high. With honor, I pledge to protect and defend all within the Emperial and Imperial Royal Kingdom, both family and friend, to ensure that all have their equal rights. To this cause, I will lay down my very life as I stand beneath our sacred Emperial and Imperial Royal and national flags. I vow loyalty, sincerity, and integrity with zeal. As I will, so mote it be. Chant the enchantment, and it is done. Chant the enchantment, and it is done. Chant the enchantment, and it is done. Ashe, so be it. So it is. It definitely shall be. Quote, Zin Uru, end quote. And power we shall have. Thank you. Eesh. Know thyself. Smiley face. On behalf of the Emperial CMYE-IRK Republic, quote, the oldest independent autonomous-autothon nation on earth, end quote. We welcome and thank you all for joining us for this full Harvest Moon reading series. Tonight, we continue to reflect on the fulfillment of the 70 plus 7 plus 5 week prophecy of His Imperial Majesty's journey. During our scheduled reading for the shadow hour of the quote 70 plus 7 plus 5 week timeline, end quote, there will be brief pauses between slides to allow Q&A, questions and answers. We ask that you keep your mics muted, videos off, and accolades, comments, concerns, or questions reserved until such time. Therefore, the following house rules shall be implemented. First, we ask that you speak clearly and respectfully when addressing His Imperial Majesty. Next, for those logged into Zoom, we ask that you use the raised hand feature and wait for the host or moderator to call your appellation, parentheses, your name, prior to speaking. Please limit your questions to a maximum of 2 and focus on the subject at hand to limit any confusion and allow others to present their questions. Also, please state your appellation, parentheses, name clearly before asking your question. Thank you for your attention and cooperation. And now, I have the honor, the privilege, and the pleasure to present to you the universal traveler dweller, colon space, the absolute world sovereign, colon space, his dash imperial dash majesty, colon space, emperor, colon space, Sam Hu, Amini dash Ray, quote, Ade Lo Yi, end quote.
Hey, salam alaikum, magic.
Salam alaikum with magic, emperor.
How y'all be?
Salam alaikum with magic, emperor.
Salam alaikum magic.
Salam alaikum with magic.
How you be?
Better, better, better.
Magic, emperor.
Salam alaikum magic.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic, emperor. I be better. Everybody all right tonight?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, doing well.
Yes.
All right.
Good, good.
Y'all got some questions for me tonight?
Yes, we do.
Yes, yes we do. That's like, oh yeah, we ready for you tonight, yo. All right, come on, let's get going. I think after you finish your introduction, but I'm cool. I'm with you. Let's dance.
Gratitude. I would like to acknowledge her Imperial World Princess, Huhaika Samson-L. Salam alaikum with magic, her Imperial World Princess.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic, princess.
Salam alaikum with
Salam
magic.
alaikum with magic,
Princess.
princess.
Better, better, better.
Magic, princess.
Gratitude, and we thank you for your presence. As we scan the Imperial and Imperial World Annuals, months of January 2022 through August 2022, we remind you to bear witness to the magic of the opening of the gates of hell that took place on 28 January 2022. On 29 January 2022, Storm Malik hurled through Scotland, signaling the curses and trials of our ancestors were released. Officials in, quote, authority, end quote, followed suit with posthumously pardoning the witches of Scotland. Mother Earth-Ta continues to balance and reveal secrets and cures to uplift humanity. Moreover, gates of hell opening included a catalyst of 1 million immortal fire deities, showcasing their presence, loyalty, and freedom to Emperor colon space Sam Hu Amini dash Ray, quote, Ade Lo Yi, end quote. Remember the smiley face on the sun. Remember the reveal of the, quote, Phoenix Master, end quote. And the unprecedented activity that has been occurring on the sun since February 2022. Check the record. All has been aligned with the 70 plus 7 plus 5 prophecy fulfilled. Every month we express our Nama culture, giving gratitude and recognition to the changes of the planet, celestial energies, and the powers that are evolving to accommodate the Emperial CMYE-IRK Republic. We now continue with the 70 plus 7 plus 5 prophecy fulfilled timeline. At this time, will the first Nama please take the mic? You now have the floor.
Salam alaikum with magic, Nama family. Yes.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic, Shujar.
Trust everybody.
Salam alaikum with magic, Sujar.
For those that don't know, I am Shujar. I will be your reader for this evening, Shujar Ray. And we're going to get started in the month of February. I will read over the beginning of February just as a review, and then we will continue through February and into the rest of our months. All right? All right, so we start off once again in February. And we start off in February 4.
So we had everything deal with January taken care of, right?
Yes, Protect.
All right, you sure?
Would you like to go back over January?
You know, I'm messing, making sure.
We do have a hand in the chat.
Okay.
Oh, we got a hand already? Let's go.
Oh. Alan Shajourn, you have the floor.
Yes, greetings, Emperor. I had a question in my mind. Can government be ran without a religious base? That's my question.
Oh, well, no government can be on a religion. That just don't make sense. There ain't no religion here at all. The Declaration in your Constitution. Actually, it's online too. About who we are. We ain't affiliated with nobody. No court, no church, no synagogue, no masjid, no anything. Can't run no government, no religion. This government right here was set up without religion. When they got democracy, that's when it became a Christian country. Outside of that, it wasn't no Christian country. You see what the problem is now? By having it that way, but no religion, you don't need no religion. So that's your free will. That's your free will, attachment to who you want to idolize and worship. There shouldn't be no cap on that. And especially coming in the government. But see, you see what happens. Because see, like in America, what? Everybody don't bring their God to work. See, they all supposed to come to work, just do the damn job. But what happens? They bring their God to work, don't they? You know what I'm saying? They bring their Jesus to work. They bring their Muhammad. Then the next thing you know, you got Muhammad coming to work. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, you see the racism, and you see all that characterizing, all that stuff that go on behind the scenes in their personality. You know what I'm saying? Look at the judges, all religious down, everything. So no, we not nowhere near that. No state can be under should be under no religion. That's not proper. That makes sense to you?
Yes, it does. Thank you. I yield.
You ready?
Okay, we can continue. Are there any other questions?
No hands raised at this time. Shajar, you have the floor.
Okay. All right. So in the month of February, we start on the 4th. So on the 4th through the 5th, we had our conclusions of part 1 and 2, live court reading of the Imperial-Royal Diplomatic Decree. On the 5th, we had a full moon, which was a sovereign observance. As well as on the 5th, His Imperial Majesty stated on live call that the second phase, quote, death will be, end quote, and then commanded that 2 million souls would be taken a day, up from 1 million a day. The day after, His Imperial Majesty gave that order, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck Turkey and Syria. 7th through the 8th, we continue with the conclusions of part 3 and 4, opening of the, quote, gates of hell, end quote, live reading of the Imperial and Imperial-Royal Diplomatic Decree and Appendix 1. On the 8th as well, His Imperial Majesty witnessed the double sundog on Sunset Beach. On the 10th, for the first time in 50,000 years, a green comet, C/2022 ES-ZTF, came within 26 million miles of Earth. on to the next slide. Does anybody have any questions that didn't get answered from yesterday for this slide that we're on? Or any additional questions?
Yes, I have one additional question. This is Donald Wall, right? So my additional question refers to the February 8th, the witness of the double sundog on Sunset Beach. Is that Emperor, do you get to witness those a lot?
No, that's first one I ever seen. I seen them on YouTube or Facebook, parts of them. The top part sometimes, the bottom part sometimes. And that's when you ask questions about it. But watching one form in the sky from the beginning to the end, that was once in a lifetime thing, brother. Once in a lifetime. Like I said, I was walking backwards. If I was walking forward, never seen it. So people say, "Oh, you walk backwards." But see why I walk backwards?
Oh,
not
wow.
not just to activate my other side of my brain. That's what you do when you walk backwards. You activate the other side of your brain. You balancing it out. You balance your equilibrium out. So that's but I didn't got so good at it. I kind of walk backwards kind of fast. Some people walk forward. In that day when I was doing Sunset Beach, I seen the start and I seen the end. And there was a lot of cops out there that day, and they were watching helicopters flying over, all that kind of stuff. And I kept wondering why all the activities out there. And then all of a sudden you see the sun dog just pop in the sky out of nowhere. I mean, a whole circle, everything. And so by the time I left, it had been Sunset Beach. You go down by the stones where the rocks is, where we go. And that's about a mile and a half, mile 3-4, I believe, maybe, give or take. So from that stone all the way back, I walked backwards. So when I got like maybe 200 feet on my journey, looking up in the sky, you see the sun, and you see this image coming in out on the left side. You be walking backwards is on the right side in the sky. So, and you're like, what's that? And then you see like, what a spaceship will walk. Then it's like, then you see the circle starting to form, and I'm like, where the other part? And it was just that side for a while. And then when you look, I took some pictures, right? So when I looked at the pictures, you can kind of see the other one coming in, but I didn't see it because I had some agents out there on the boat, out there in the water, just like they following me real slow in the boat, watching everything I do. So that was, so my attention was kind of drawn, giving them the finger, like, what you want? Cause they racist. I mean, it's sad to say, but it's like when you go, it's like they always come near you. You wonder why they always come near you, and you're trying to get your energy. So in that whole scenario, you watching them. That's when I missed that little corner on the left, the other side, to see the whole thing come in. You feel me? So that's once in a lifetime thing, bro. Seriously. Once in a lifetime. And so it happened around that time. So that's why I just put it, that had to be me seeing it from the beginning to the end. It had to be the ending of the mission that I was told in 17 that I wasn't going to be happy until I finished my mission. Or I couldn't be happy until you finish the mission. So that was part of that journey. That makes sense. Glad to get that one over with, right? So that was told to me. That was told to me when I was 17, 18 years old.
Oh, wow.
So you see that? That's almost, 50, 40 years gone by. Y'all done got married, got 10 kids. Some got married 2-3 times, and that's the time. But that's why, that's part of my journey, coming to my seat. But I yield. Come on.
Gratitude. All right. We do have some hand raised. Alan Shajourn, you have the floor.
Thank you. My question is, what's the difference between a state and a district?
I want you talking about district. A state is a state. Inside a state, you can form districts. But a sovereign state is a sovereign state. You know, you got corporate states over here. You don't have sovereign states in America. You got corporate states. So if you're looking at the district, how they separate themselves from the United States, the states and the federal government, that was strategically worked out. You know what I'm saying? So, but a district is a state, and you got a state. Everything coming under the state. You got a court. You got your banks. You got commerce. You got your language. You got university. You got everything under the state. Hospital. We don't call them hospitals. We call them wellness centers. You know, so it's how you set yourself up. But I don't see the district is just within the state. That makes sense to you.
So are we gonna have to set up districts when we are?
I don't. That's so far down the road, bro. That's so far down the road because you got to build to that. You got to look at your population. You got to set another district out. You feel me? So right now, that's after the 5-year plan we're working on. When we start looking at stuff like that, that's opening to other states within the crown. You got 4 states right now. So that'll be like a district. This state have a district. This state have a district. But we got to work that out once we get other things taken care of on the international level and on the corporation United States level. You feel me? Because they got lines drawn everywhere. So it's like, this might not make sense to a lot of people, but it's real. It's like we are in a state coming. You got a receiving and an ascending. Okay, so let's go back. We go back in January when we did the Affirmations and Imperial government. Okay, that was like we was ascending state in the United States. Georgia, Jersey, and all them was the receiving state. Okay, now it's like as we emerging. We're the emerging state and they're receiving state. But in reality, we're the receiving state and they're the emerging state because they're on our property. But that stuff gotta get worked out down the road. That's why I say all that stuff gotta get worked out down the road because of your position and your sovereignty. That makes sense to you?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I yield.
Gratitude. All right, we have another hand raised. Nanya Dijur, Sharu Ray, you have the floor.
Salam alaikum with magic. How's it going, Emperor?
Hey.
All right. Better. All right, so how is important the imperial document you've written called, quote, the Emperial and Imperial Royal Diplomatic Decree? It's for the Emperial CMYE-IRK Republic for the country of the United States. How important is that document? And what was its purpose? Can I be heard?
Yeah, you can be heard. I just make sure I'm getting your question right. Come on.
All right. So I was asking the imperial document that you've written called the Emperial and Imperial Royal Diplomatic Decree. Right? How is it important? And what was its purpose?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Emperor.
Hey, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So that that situation, you talking about the royal diplomatic decree that was wrote on the 8th of January, not the Imperial CMYE Declaration decree. Which decree you talking about? The royal diplomatic decree?
Yes,
what's the importance of it?
Yeah, the importance of it and what was its purpose?
Well, it wasn't going to be written. It wasn't going to be written. I didn't need to write it. We was more so getting more into the appointment and stuff like that. But then, you know, we had our sister country through her embassies and her ambassadors putting bad language out on the government. So when I got wind of it, you know, only way you could straighten that out was that I had to straighten it out. Couldn't nobody else straighten it out. You know, organizations out there, all that stuff, they couldn't straighten it out because they ain't got no venue. So since you ain't got no venue, if they see you dressed a certain way, or they see you studying someone or all that kind of stuff, they attach you to a cult, a clique, you know, sorry citizens. So, you know, that's all things going on in America. So, of course, they're going to try to involve us in that madness that they created. And we ain't got nothing to do with it. So, there's no law, no excuse. So, you know, they read the Declaration Decree, you know, they read the Constitution, you know, everything. So, all that could be was, all thing that could be at that time, November last year, was, you know, jealous, man, because now the marriage, you got appointments, all that kind of stuff going on, prayers, all that stuff going on. So the man that they were trying to do, the stereotype us and put us in a category so that nobody will look at us or when they see us, they think that they're still above the court, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, so I had to.
He had bad sound.
As Emperor, you got bad reception, chopping up pretty bad.
I know court. We ain't none of that, or they were attempting to do, and put it on the record. I had to update Imperial Note 2. Truth. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So who we are, where we come from, who we are, and we ain't got no attachment, none of board, none of that crap out there. So that way, now, since 8th of January, okay, anything come out now, then now they what? They're in violation of our Constitution. And you don't want to be in violation of another country's Constitution, especially when it comes down to your culture and your race. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't even encroach on it. So
exactly.
we had to set that straight immediately so that we ain't got to deal with it no more. That's the main reason that came out, because it's a law, no excuse, they hard-headed. So they seen they couldn't do nothing with us. They had no say so or nothing. You feel me? So they can't do nothing. They got no say so or nothing. You know, so that's how that went. Okay. So you good on that?
Oh yes, I'm very good on that. So it makes sense, you know, having our culture set in stone and knowing that what we want to do, you know, it's going to set the tone for us in general. It's going to separate us from everybody else, our culture. So hashtag #culture. Indeed. Thank you, Emperor, for answering that question for me.
Okay, we have another hand up inside the chat. Brother Aaron Do It Myself. You got the floor, brother.
Aaron Dumatev, you have the floor.
Like on magic.
Greetings to the Emperor. I just had a segue question for when the three rights that we were that we definitely are under is Namas. Once you become a Nama, was read off yesterday. Brother Sujar was reading it off, and one was the Declaration on Human Rights, and the second one was Universal Declaration on Rights of Indigenous Rights, and the third one was the elimination of colonialism. Now I'm looking at the
I had to edit that problem.
Imperial.
I
Okay. Okay. I'm looking for it in the Imperial Royal Diplomatic Decree. I'm looking for what page it's on to read it myself.
But that's not gonna be in there. You talking about the Imperial Royal Diplomatic Decree? Now that's not gonna be in there.
Right.
That's gonna be in the Imperial CMYE government declaration. Imperial CMYE government decree. That's what that's gonna be.
Okay. Thanks for clarification on that, Emperor.
I went blank a while ago. Okay, what happened a while ago? That question. I finished that question out. I came to a dead zone.
You're breaking up a little bit, Emperor, but I heard what you said though. I yield.
Okay, I'm gonna be stable right in a minute. Give me a second.
Okay, there are no more hands in the queue. There's no questions in chat. Give the floor back to the reader.
Okay.
I think that was Aaron Damutaf. If you want to read those laws in full, you can go to the Constitution, and our Constitution goes through all our imperial laws. So part 12, part 11, and part
11,
2.
part 12. Okay. I'm just trying to go straight to it because I got it in front of me right now on the site, and I just wanted to go straight to it so I'd be able to read it myself. I appreciate that, brother. Gratitude, Brother Sujar. I yield.
All right, so we can go to the next tab unless anybody has any other questions for our Emperor.
I got a question. Holy Ray.
Come on, you have the floor, brother.
What is hold on for a second. Let me get back with you on this question.
Gratitude.
Now we can go to the next slide. All right, so on the 18th, as we continue in February, His Imperial Majesty broke the code on Daniel. Chapter 9, 70-week prophecy, 24th verse, quote, 70 weeks are decreed about your people and your holy city, to finish the transgression, to put an end to sin, and to atone for iniquity, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal both vision and prophet, and to anoint a most holy place. 25, know therefore and understand that from the going out of the world to restore and build Jerusalem to the coming of an anointed one, once again, of an anointed one, a prince, crown prince we have. There shall be 7 weeks. Then for 62 weeks, it shall be built again with squares and moat, but in a troubled time. 26. And after the 62 weeks, an anointed one, again, an anointed one shall be cut off and shall have nothing. And the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. Its end shall come with a flood, and to the end there shall be war. Desolations are decreed. 27. And he shall make a strong covenant with many for 1 week. And for half of the week, he shall put an end to sacrifice and offering. And on the wing of abomination shall come one who makes desolate, until the decreed end is poured out on the desolator. And that's Daniel 9:24 through 27, dealing with the 70-week prophecy. And then on the 27th, we had a conjunction of 3 planets. It was Jupiter, Venus, and Mars, along with the moon, happening after sunset in the west. We had a lot of conjunctions this year. If you looked up at the stars, you would have seen plenty of alignments that a lot of us have never seen. Some we've seen only in flags, on flags. Some we've only heard about in stories, myths, folklores, and so-called prophecies. So to see some of these alignments with our own eyes, my own eyes, has been pretty interesting. And to see what comes after some of the alignments is even more intense. So like I stated the other night, a lot of celestial visitors, a lot of happenings in what you would call the celestial body. So very interesting time that we are all living in for everybody. Protect, a quick question. What made you even, in your mind, come, or how did the 70-week prophecy even come your way? Like, how did your mind, how did your radar go off on that? Or rather, how did the 70 weeks even come to your attention?
Just yeah, got some YouTube stuff, and people talking, and they saying all this stuff, and I'm like, this stuff is, I'm completing this stuff they talking about. You know, I'm like, all this stuff they talking about, I'm completing. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. So as I kept figuring it out, you know, we got a couple biblical boys on the phone, Namas, who've been through that book a little bit, started tracing that thing out. So it didn't come to me till the 18th. So that's when I said, oh damn, I'm in this. Oh, so that's it. I'm in the 70 day. Oh, so open up the gates of hell, you inherit 70 week prophecy to, you know, clean your house up and get your house straight. So, but that's what Daniel said. Well, he said close up the book. And so, in our turn, we came along. I didn't hear that other 7 weeks, which is 49 days, which is, I was 49 when I wrote the Imperial Constitution, and it's 13. And then you do the numerology to my Earth, on that day, that's 531 on my Earth day, 13, you see? So, but telling the story carried it another 4 weeks. You feel me? so you got 70 plus 7. Now we got 5 because we're in the 5th week now. So we are writing our story, our history as we go. Somebody trying to prophesy, we writing it as we go. Because I'm coming to my seat. So that's why we got our annuals. You write your story. Can't nobody come predict or prophesy anything different. You and your destiny is more so catered to them and their story, not your story. You feel me?
All right.
So that help you out.
That helps out. Does anybody have any other questions about Protector concerning the month of February?
Yes, we have 2 questions. Well, I have 2 questions from YouTube for the Protector.
Come on.
The first question is from Clayton Leo. His question is, who is the true Jesus?
Yeah. We'll let him answer that one himself. Make up one. They don't make up one. They don't made about 1,000 of them. So every culture got their own Jesus looking like them. They got their own images of some Jesus. That's a story. There ain't no real shit in it. So make it have at it, So whatever image you want, you can create it. It has nothing to do with anything. It's a story that's been pushed around for close to 2,000 years. Ain't no salvation, none of that. Show me something. He don't never show up, nothing. So that the guy that he have his own.
Plus the letter J is almost 600 years old.
Yeah,
so you put
J. They ain't got J in the Arabic Hebrew alphabet.
Ain't even in the language. So you put Jah and Zeus, you just saying Hail Zeus, which takes you back to the Greeks and they philosophy. So a story as the Protector tell us. A story.
That's it. That's the greatest story ever told. Biggest lie you ever heard. You know what I'm saying? So that answered the question for him?
It did. The second question is from YouTube. It's from Has Belcher. And they ask, what is the Emperor's thoughts beyond the ice walls in Antarctica, and would he want to see all the wonders of this planet?
Cut that out. Say that again.
He basically what asking is, what are your thoughts about the ice walls that's beyond the ice walls in Antarctica, and would you want to see all the wonders of this planet? That's from Has Belcher from YouTube. YouTube moderator, can you ask for clarification from Has Belcher about what he's asking?
No, you didn't hear me. I said no. I'm going to travel the whole world. I haven't set sail yet. We're preparing to set sail. Once you're in developing stage now, once you set sail, the whole world is at our venue, our expense. I'm going everywhere, in and out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That make sense to you?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It does. We had one hand up inside the queue. There was Brother Alan Sojourn. Brother Alan Sojourn is still in the queue. We have the floor.
Thank you. My question is, the prophecies, are they being fulfilled? Are you looking to fulfill them, or is it something that just happens coincidentally? in other words, is it your roadmap to setting?
No. No. My roadmap ain't got nothing to do with anything. I set my own map. I ain't got nothing to do with none scriptures, nothing written in prophecy. That's all. That's all done. You got signs in the sky right now. Yeah. So you can never see it again. It can never happen in your lifetime. Not in nobody's lifetime. The stuff that's going on in the sky so far as fulfilling the prophecies, they already been fulfilled. Now it's just the aftermath now. That's all. But nah, I don't live to fulfill nobody's prophecy. I have my own. I write my own script. Whatever the Catholic Church said they put in the Bible and said they wrote, that's fine. That's why you study it. You got people just read and claim it to be a Christian or Jew or whoever. They don't know nothing about that book. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that comes along with that Bible is ego. And the worst thing you have is ego. It's your best friend or your worst enemy. That's what comes along with that Bible. And the Quran, and the Torah, all of it. Take it, leave it alone. That make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you. I yield.
All right.
There's no hands in the queue, no questions in the chat. Turn the floor back over to the reader.
Questions? All right, so we're gonna go ahead to the next slide. Before we move on, does anybody have any other questions or anything for the month of February?
So, Joy, this is IMAG. I just want to add to that what the Emperor was saying of one word that was missing when the so-called Christian ones go and do their research. If they read the table of contents in that Bible, it tells them that the stories are allegories. Keyword meaning allegories. Allegories meaning that they are stories that have been made up. Not you.
This is true. As well as borrowed from other cultures and put in the book.
Facts. Correct.
So I like in the Bible to a novel, fiction, nonfiction. However, it has truths in it because it takes historical moments from actual events that have happened. So people read that and assume because there's an actual historical event that the story is true. No, they just add it. Like you go watch a movie, you can watch a bunch of movies right now that has 9/11 that actually happened, right? But the movie itself is a story. It just has actual, you know what I mean, historical events in the movie. It doesn't make the movie itself true.
Correct.
So that's what you're dealing with when you deal with the book. There are certain events. A flood did happen. You know, we got the Epic of Gilgamesh, right? Beings did come down from the sky and, you know, begin to inhabit the planet. That did happen. How you interpret it is a whole different, you feel me? But in the midst of all those happenings, they have added stories to make themselves look like whatever the case may be. So, you know, it's important that we all do, and everybody does their due diligence, especially when you're talking about belief, because the word belief, for you to even say that, you have made a confession that what? You don't know. That's what belief is. And every time you open your mouth and you profess to believe in this God or Jesus or the Bible or the Quran or any of these books, when you use that word believe, you just made a confession that you really don't know. You believe something.
Facts.
Leave it there. You good, everybody?
We good. I see there's a hand up. Alan Sojourner.
Hold on, Alan.
They had their hand up for a minute.
I want to make
No. I meant to lower my hand, but the nature of my question was pertaining to you know, how they'll see that something is written in the prophecy and somebody sets out to fulfill it and make it true. And so the emperor already answered it, and I'm clear on what he said, so it's okay. But that's where the nature of my question came from. I just was thinking, was it intentional, or was this just happening coincidentally?
Right.
That's all.
us,
I yield.
for me as a Nama, and for me as a just human being, as a witness, I can say that as we've moved, things have happened. We haven't set out to fulfill nothing. Like, it's the 18th on the 20th of February 2023, the 18th. So we've been going at this for years. He's been going at it for 20-something years, right? And so by the time certain things catch up to us, we are all in shock, like, get out of here. This really happened? Oh, snap. So they really wrote this down and we just came through and blitzed that whole, you feel me? It happened.
Right.
It happened. So that's how we know that, okay, they wrote this prophecy, but the being that we dealing with is the being indeed, because he didn't set out to fulfill nothing. He set out to move the ship. He set out to finish his mission. And in doing so, things happen that happen to be and coincide with these prophecies that people wrote or some of the elders wrote. You feel me?
Well, hold on now. I set out to kick the post office butt at first.
That was your mission at the time. Right. That was your mission. Your mission was to kick the post office butt, which went somewhere totally different after you completed that mission. You feel me? So
all right. Let's get that straight first now.
Hear that.
You know what I mean?
Nah, but that's beautiful though. That's exciting. It's exciting and it's beautiful, and I'm glad to be here.
That's right. Kick the post office butt. He did that. All right, we can move on.
You know what I take? You know what I take to beat the post office? It takes a miracle to beat the post office. For real. So you know,
that's a fact.
They own all the courts. They pay the judges. So how you gonna get a judge sign against the boss man?
Don't they run the military too?
Universal Postal Union. Postal Union got the biggest military.
Which brings me to a question, Protector. If the Universal Postal Union really wanted peace on this planet, they can achieve that because they, like you just said,
overnight.
Yes.
They can do it overnight. That's kind of like what I hear Trump when I hear him say. He was talking the other week and he said that he can end the war overnight. That's kind of like the people he in contact with the Universal Postal Union, where they can end that war overnight. Y'all good?
Yeah, we good.
Yes. Clarity.
The Emperor want the military industrial complex with their profiteering of war. How do they play that? How do that play out with the Universal Postal Union? Because are they the Postal Union?
You gotta realize something. Postal Union totally different what Eisenhower said. Eisenhower said be careful of the military complex. All right. So what Eisenhower was talking about the military complex was that the states don't have no more republic. And the military came in. So that's why you got a yellow French flag around everything. That's military. So when you go into court, you got the state flag, and then when you get behind the security, you got the military flag. When you go to the capital or the country or the state, you got a state flag. When you see the cops, what they got on their shoulder, they got a military flag. So are they protecting the people or are they protecting the courts? You make that decision. Oh, he finna have fun. Then you make that decision, okay? You see, so that's all in the mix. But the Universal Postal Union got the biggest military because that's who they is. You gotta look at the whole thing. When you go out in front of y'all, what you got? You got a post office. You got a post office box, right? If you ain't got a post office box, you got a UPS box, or you got a post office box downtown at the post office. Everybody do. That's the zone. They call that a postal zone. Okay, so if you're in the postal zone, where federal money, or money, as you call money, makes you a federal employee. You didn't know that, did you?
Wait, say that one more time.
You carry a dollar bill in your pocket on the post office side. When I worked post office, you are considered a postal employee. Call it a post. That's how big this thing is. So when they say they got the biggest military, because you got all the post office in the world sending mail every day, don't they?
Right.
And they got to go through commerce. That's all. That's why they say you can't stop the mail, because it's all about commerce. Okay.
Yes.
So that's why the postal union, Universal Postal Union. That's why they said Universal Postal Union. And when they go to their Congress, all the administrators. They ain't no president, they ain't no prime minister, they ain't no senator, they ain't no congressman, they ain't no mayor, they ain't no judge. They all classified as administrators when they walk through that door. So they can administrate, they can do administrative work on what? Post office, post union, with the mail. So yeah, they can get peace immediately if they want a peace. But that's why Eisenhower said what about the military complex? Beware of the military complex, because everything deals with what? Military, war, military machine. Feel me? You there?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I hear
him. All right, come on, what you got?
Aaron Dumatev, you have the floor. Hands raised.
Assalamu alaikum, Magic. You're absolutely correct, Emperor. And based on the research that I've done, I also found out that yes, when you use the money, that actually makes you a federal citizen under their de facto, setup that they have over here. So just by using the money and them having done, and you already know the numbers on there are actually numbers on your it matches other paperwork, so that's absolutely correct. And you're giving them complete jurisdiction just by using the money. I yield.
Y'all should be pretty smart by now, right?
Right. We do have another hand raised.
And Q, the Mayor's Ray. Mayor's Ray, you got the floor, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, Magic Emperor.
How you doing?
I'll be doing fine. Question. In what ways did the Imperial Motu Proprio Royal Official Decree, public notice to the world, aid in moving the ship and where it is at this point in time?
What document you say?
The Imperial Motu Proprio.
Oh, the Motu Proprio. The Motu Proprio is the Motu Proprio is the most powerful document on the planet right now. That I wrote, okay? Because the highest document that the Vatican can write is the Motu Proprio, okay? So the Pope in his official position, okay? So so he wrote the Motu Proprio 13 is because I sent him an Imperial Constitution and a Declaration of Independence. He kept the Constitution, but he didn't send Declaration of Independence back. So but the Declaration of Independence is also inside the Constitution. You feel me? So it ain't like they didn't get it. So the question came to me from big boys when I was so upset talking to all them. Said that did they send your apostille back? And I said, no. He said, did they send your Constitution back? I said, no. He said, you should be like an Indian at a powwow, just dancing your ass off. And I said, why? He said, because you got the baddest document on the planet right now. He said he sent it back. He sent that Declaration of Independence back because he wanted to keep his job. That kind of stirred. That's kind of shook up a little bit, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Keep his job. What you mean? Protect and keep his job.
Gratitude for that response, Protector.
Oh, I can go a little more on that.
Yeah, I asked you, Protector.
So
you said keep his job. What do you mean by that? He wanted to keep his job.
Oh, because he accepted Declaration of Independence. They ain't had no job no more. I would take over the world. That was in 2013. That was 10 years ago. I wasn't ready for it though. I didn't know how bad I was. I didn't know. I really didn't know until that incident happened, and that's how it went. You feel me? So the whole order was shut down. So with the motu proprio, that highest order that the Pope wrote, that's the highest he can write. He can't write nothing else. Powerful document on the planet. So when I put a hymn period behind it, that carried it up to a little higher. You feel me? So so that's why I got the most powerful document on the planet now. Being that way, okay. Who can override it? You seen what the Vatican said about getting their money back?
Yes.
Okay, have another hand in the queue. Brother Alan Sojourn, you have the floor.
Is that the reason why the Pope is going around kissing people's feet in Africa?
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. It was just, I would say he doing that because of the atrocities that they have done to that nation. You feel me? You know, so I would say it that way. You know, so outside of that, I wouldn't say it that way. I wouldn't say that.
So if he wants to come kiss your feet, you gonna let him?
I already told him they got to. ain't just him.
Yeah, right.
Ain't just him. The whole damn world.
Feel and kiss my
I ain't no
It's docket.
I mean, even y'all. Oh, y'all got exempt. Y'all got Neo too.
Right.
Come on, actor.
Exactly.
Come on, man. No.
The master needs you. Why would we not?
That's an order. That's a decree.
That's the jaw's got to kiss your feet.
Oh yeah, I kiss his feet. You gonna kiss his feet? Everybody on this call gonna kiss his feet. You gonna be on this shit? The whole world.
Oh shit!
Ain't no exemption. The whole
It's already been
world.
decreed. What he missed?
Just make sure you shave your legs.
Hey, I don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? I'm my emperor. My big bro, that's my emperor. Feel me?
That's respect. That's respect.
Hey, just think about what he did. Why would you? For me, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, he came, not only did in the metaphysical world, he unlocked the keys to hell, but in this physical realm where we all live and deal every day, guess what? He just unlock the keys of hell for us as well. Feel me?
No, that's a fact.
He gave you an option, a way out from under the de facto, the queen, the king now. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah, humble yourself. Yeah, absolutely. I can see your point.
Yeah,
That's
so
a fact.
I'm cool. I got the coolest person on the yard, on the planet.
Smiley face king.
Yeah, smiley face emperor. Feel me? So,
as long as he keeps it at the feet, just
yeah. Well, you know, other than that, you're gonna burn through hell anyway, so I ain't worried about none of that. No, I mean, for real, I got the power to bring you out of existence, so don't, you know, I ain't got time for that bickering. I got 580 million and more than 5 beings I got to deal with. Y'all minor to me. If you come talking about the master and the being, y'all real minor. See, so y'all need to get y'all act together so you can move this ship. You ain't gonna move this ship, you're gonna be left, you're gonna be out of zone, because I told you I done seen you dissipating out of existence. So that's what's here now. So we can clean this place up. So you're gonna have millions, trillions that you ain't gonna exist. Energy go back to the all. So that's why I'm here. That's why they say that fire coming in the end. Ain't never say it was nice. That's why I tell people, I ain't never tell y'all was nice. When it's time you deal with this ship, ain't no friends, no woman, no mama, no daddy, no nothing. Move this damn ship. But it can't sink. It's a live ship. So the whole world got to kneel. That's the command I gave in 28 last year. Hope, queens, kings, every damn body. You think you bigger than them? Have at it. Bring it. That's what I say, bring it.
Nah, it's definitely a humbling thing. You really gotta humble yourself when you're approaching this situation here, and I do understand why it's necessary to be humble. So yeah, I yield.
It's your blood. How important is your blood to you? They came to free the bloodlines. Like forever indebted. ever indebted. And even really be broken down into words, for real. Like,
yeah, we won't have one more hand inside the queue. Brother Abram Dewar Mattel, you got the floor, brother.
Something like the magic. And just to add on to what you brothers are saying about the bowing down and kissing the feet. Well, I'm looking at it as, you know, once you become Nama, you know, Emperor, can you clarify me on this? Didn't you say that when you was on the highway and y'all got stopped, they had all them cops on the highway when they stopped y'all and asked you, was you affiliated with Doc and all of that? That the cop kind of gave you a gesture that implied that he was bowing or that he acknowledged your rule when they said, you mean you don't want Georgia to listen to us? You don't want Georgia, you don't want Georgia to tell you what to do?
You don't listen too well. He ain't no damn jester.
Sure.
He was no jester at all, little brother. You gotta hear what I say.
Go ahead.
When he
Okay.
kneel, he kneel, and you know, large. He kneeled and submitted his. Okay, so that fact that I stood on my square.
Breaking up.
Because that's how they test you. I said it's a fact. I stood on my square because that's how they test you. You see? So put them up here, babe. That's my they test you. See, so that's like I tell you with the attorney. You know what I'm saying? Who are you? Kufu News Z Sam what you say? Now I can talk to you. See? Before I would have said some corporation name and you can't even speak to you. So the attorneys is already trained like that. So you sell yourself over to them in a case you got. You give them your beneficiary rights. Okay, so when that day happened, that was back in the Yamasee day. And you had the Nawabians traveling up down the highway with over 10 Gs. in the car. They were calling it. And so when he stopped us, he thought we was part of that York crew that was hauling all that money up down the road. Okay.
Right.
So when he realized who we were, and he knew they already knew who we were. So you can tell how you talk. They been studying you behind the scenes. Somebody got an open mic. You know, somebody got open mic. They've been studying you behind the scenes. So he already knew. It was his test to see if you knew what you had. That made sense to you?
That makes sense, Emperor. And also,
so was that Neil? That was the whole state of Georgia. So the whole state of Georgia, Mason, that made the Grand Lodge in D.C. kneel. And the Grand Lodge in D.C. kneel, that made every lodge in the United States kneel. That's why they was on my mailing list too. The Grand Lodge.
And going back to England too.
What do you think? When I say the Grand Lodge D.C., where you think they got a charter from?
Oh, they got it from England.
Thank you. You should know that. Not playing games with yourself. Where they gonna get it from? Prince Hall brought that stuff over here. Come on. You went through the lodge, you supposed to know. Right?
That's all I got there for. I yield.
All right.
Right. We do have one question in the chat. It's from Sash Deep. It says, what does keeping $1 in your wallet do for you?
That was for Anama, not the Emperor. Anama put that in the chat. I was trying to chat with them directly, but it wouldn't allow me.
Gratitude, gratitude. All right. With that being said, we have no more hands raised. We do not have any more questions in the chat. Shajar, you have the floor.
All right, family. So now we move into the month of March for 2023, and we begin on the 7th. The 7th, we had a full moon, and we had part 1 of our live call reading of the Emperial Multiproprio / Royal Official Decree that's public notice to the world. On the 18th was the first anniversary of the signing of the Emperial Multiproprio / Royal Official Decree that's public notice to the world. On the 20th, there was an equinox which occurred at 2117 UTC. On the 25th, His Imperial Majesty introduced new Nama affirmations. And on the 28th, 5 planets, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, and Mars in parentheses, aligned in an art form that is not a normal event. All right, so that is the month of March. I know we answered some questions about the Multiproprio. Does anybody have any other questions or comments? All right, well, if not, I have a question. So, Protector, just going back to the Multiproprio, that it's the highest document able to be written on our land, for our planet. How does the ones that, like the Pope, that order, how do they look at you?
What you got now? Say that again, Jeff.
Oh, my bad. I was saying the Multiproprio, being that it's like the highest document that can be written on our planet, on our land, on land, period. How does that faction, like, you know, the Vatican, the beings in those how do they look at you when they see you write something like an Imperial Multiproprio?
He's their boss.
How they feel about it behind the scenes?
Well, how do they look at you behind the scenes when they see that?
They look at me. They look at me as a Christ figure.
Okay.
I'm doing my best thing. I named back in Persia. What was the Christ figure in Persian? What was that Christ figure in Persian? We talk about it all the time. Look at you. Huh?
Zerskis?
Nah,
Was it Zoroaster?
And the Zoroastrian, the Christ figure, they all got different Christ.
Food and Mazda.
Well, that's we want to kill a Christ figure, but it was I got it. I get to you in a minute. It comes to me. But so that's how they look at you. You know, that's why one of my old heads he said you know they gonna see you as Jesus. And I said, for what? He said, what you is? I said, well, I ain't no Jesus. I ain't want that. I ain't want that job. You ain't want a job, it ain't you. But what you got is what they say he coming with. He said, so they're gonna see you, or they see you as a Christ figure, because you got the healing in the wings that they prophesied Jesus gonna bring back to the world, and they waiting to get rapture and all that stuff going on now. You got it under your wings. You bringing it, so you're bringing a ship in. See, so I said, people, I got a ship. They don't understand. You got your own venue, you got your own jurisdiction. You just got to go out and do business with everybody else on your land. So that whole mentality upsets the whole world order because of their ego or in their positions and the wealth that they have accumulated, you know, through the treason and robbery that they did with the currency, and how they milking all the United States citizens. You feel me? So, and the world citizens as far as that, you know. So, that's how you gotta look at it. So I've been, you know, that came back in 14, 15. So you see how long I've been growing in it, you know. So you can imagine some of the conversations I had in 15, 16, 17, 18, you know what I mean? Family members, everybody else, because you got the royal bloodline. You know what I'm saying? So the royal cross appeared to me out thin earth. So that solidified the royal bloodline. Not no chastity, not no couple, what they say, couple crucifixion, the Art of the Covenant, all that stuff they claim. He said they told me that was smoke screen. What disappeared around your neck is what they looking for. And whoever they come back to or appear to, they the royal bloodline. So and I'm
that was the real holy grail that they hid, huh?
But they use it to this day. They just can't get the wings around it. So the one I got wings around it. They can't use the wings. They can only use the cross. That's why the Catholic Church got. That's all they can use. They can't use the one with the wings on it. They said they only been asked to use. They only been asked to use that part of it. You feel me?
Right.
That's all they can use. So they said the master used the one with the wings. You feel me?
Right.
So I said, I pulled mine out and looked at it. He said, how you get that? I said, really? He said, let me call the ambassador. At the monastery, their highest figure at the monastery is called the ambassador. So he wanted to call the ambassador so they can call the Vatican. And I told him, I don't feel like dealing with them right now. I said, I ain't still working out right now, so I'm going to finish my workout, because that's what my mind is. But I deal with y'all down the road, you feel me? So that's how I roll. But you should have seen that look on Brother John, man. Brother John said he been in damn monastery since he was 18. He was 78, 79 when I talked to him. That's how long he been in the monastery. That's what the order of Benedict. Okay? So a lot of people don't know the order of Benedict is the white robe or the beige robe with a black cross on their outfit. The Knights of Templar, they got a red. Order of Benedict, they got a black. Somebody got the mic open. All right, come on.
That's good. I was just making a statement about that piece. When you say that ties in, you know, for the bloodline, the royal bloodline, I said that's the real holy grail. They made us all think it was a cup, this, that, and the third. But once that Peter appears, like you told us, you got 40 million waiting on you. That piece alone, that's how heavy that piece is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why I send it to them so they can see it, they can see a picture of it. Because that makes sure they know I got it. Okay, I'm the one stopping bull crap. Okay, now leave me alone so I can grow into who I am. And then y'all see me step out on the scene in 21, and I've been growing ever since because I have a seat I gotta come sit in. So, and I was already told that by my grandma back in the day. You know, I told you, so whenever you decide to come back to your seat, to your seat. Well, evidently, I'm deciding to come back to my seat, and it's shaking up the whole damn world, right?
Right, very much so.
But you gotta realize too, I got double seat. I got a seat on this side, and I got a seat on that side. That's third side, you feel me? Or the occult side, they say. The magic side we use, you feel me?
Right.
So I got the delegation authority on this side, and I got delegation authority on the other side. So I had to come get it all to go into my seat, right?
Yep.
That makes sense to you?
Yes.
You say ain't no half stepping, whole step all the way through.
And I'm sitting here talking to you right now, and I'm standing out here in the Atlantic, right? And there's a big old cruise ship passing right in front of me. Seriously. Buckeye Race. Get that cruise ship right there. Standing right passing in front of them. Make a copy of it. All right, come on, what we got?
There's two hands in the queue. Brother Nanya Dua Matef. Down the war.
Yes, gratitude. So my question refers to the March 25, where you introduce new Nama affirmations. The affirmations are very phenomenal. How do your affirmations come? How do they come? How do you create them? Emperor, are you there?
Oh, my bad. That's all I was talking. I said, actually, I wrote it for me. How they come to me, I wrote them for me to, to better me, to get to my seat. And, never even looked at the age, how, I've been writing things young, just over and over again. I gave y'all a portion of them. We said part one, right? So it's just, and then I shared it that, y'all forcing yourself to study and learn new things. So I shaped it up so you give you some culture and give you some affirmations so that you can align yourself and to grow you from inside out instead of outside in the way we started when we opened up the ship last year on 2021. Because we weren't getting no process. We weren't no progress nobody was doing, So you had, so the non-affirmations have evolved around, we can throw one on them, Dear die and understand, I give you that one, right? Flame is the source of all things, containing all things in potentiality. The order stands for light is the word. If in the word comes light, exists involved. Life in the is the word. Find out life within thee, how powerful use of the word. Know ye, we pronounce our name silently. The life is with the word of the fire. The life what we seek before thee is but the word of the word as the fire. Seek ye to pass through the word and power to shoot to be down. That's a universal one that Tom wrote 30,000 years ago. It's not like that in the Emerald Tablet because I revised it for us because I got the authority to do that and it worked. So you can go listen to the Emerald Tablet. You hear the little stuff that we just said, but it's not put the way it is because Tom going before the dweller, not no human going before Tom or the dweller. You see, so I elevated that up to now because that was written 30,000 years ago. You feel me? Beautiful. So that's just one of the non-affirmations that I share with them. But you see, so that right there helps you align yourself to the mission and align yourself to yourself. So y'all been saying it. How you feel?
Loving them.
100.
Feel me? You a witness. Y'all saying it every day. So how you feel?
Uplifted.
Better, better, and better.
You put because you put your affirmation inside of this universal energy, and guess what? It works. And some say that's magic. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because they read it every day. You got people reading the MTS on YouTube right now. Ain't getting nothing from it. Trying to dissect it, every damn thing. Ain't getting nothing. You come along, I come along, take a piece out of it, and I got more than that in there, y'all know. But just that piece, you see it's what manifesting out of this world, ain't it?
Indeed.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So you see how that came to me? See how it wrote for me? Then I shared it with y'all. You know what I'm saying? To help y'all prepare yourself for this journey we get ready to set on. We already on. But to prepare yourself to get in your seat and get your position so that we can run this ship. So that ship can operate. It's like the cruise ship I see going across the ocean in front of me. He got a captain, right? He got the crew. Right. He got the engineer. He got the crew. He got the cleaner. He got everything on that ship. Food, everything. So that's what it takes to move the ship. So when I say I got a ship, I tell you, I realize a cruise ship, the biggest one, the big carnival. And they got 5,000 people in there. This ain't just right here. Nowhere big as that one. Now I'm looking at. But you think about that whole process. That's a turnkey. So you got citizens go pay a ticket, and then they get there. They don't think they carry their bags. They unload, and they there for a vacation, have a good time. But look at the preparation behind the scenes before they're able to dock and enjoy themselves. You at the same situation. So you ain't got no Bahamas destination, all that they got. But right now, you got the hole, you got the electric, you got all that stuff in there. You got the flag up. Now you got to fill the seats to run the ship. That makes sense to you?
Yes.
That it does.
Gratitude. I
yield.
Another hand in the queue, Brother Alice Adjourn, you have the floor.
Yes. Which one of the many seats carry the most authority?
You talking about outside the Emperor seat?
Yeah, well, he did mention that he sits on many. He has.
Oh, I said my seat. My bad. My bad. I thought I was talking. I said my seat is the highest. I'm the sovereign. There ain't no seat higher than me. Nowhere in the world. So if you say anybody's coming after me, well, I got a structure. But you talking about seats with authority? You got an imperial postmaster that's gonna have a phenomenal power. You got heads of state of the other states who have authority, power. And then you got the Minister of Foreign Affairs who have a whole lot of power. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, ambassadors, extremely powerful. You got to realize we don't have ambassadors. We have Imperial and Imperial ambassadors. So that's a whole nother status. So that's why they're so frustrated, because they got to come in and change everything on the market. And they really have a Third World War. Started all over because they got to change everything. Everything they got to change. You feel me? So because of your status. See, they if you go, I done said it a couple times, I don't see nobody really doing research on it. But if you go read just the meaning of states and their property, it tells you the importance of a sovereign governance. Okay? You just mean the states and their property. And the first organ of that state is the court. So you're looking at authority, it's imperial justice. It's big time authority. Okay? Then it says the states. Okay, well in our case, we got 4 of them. Because I'm above the court, because I'm sovereign. So then they say what? Your finance, your credit. So there's the 3 organs you got to have to operate a republic form of government. You feel me?
Thank you, Emperor. I yield.
That makes sense to you?
Yeah. It'll get better, the overstanding, but I'll take that for now. Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's all throughout the writing. You'll see it in there. if you look at that authority, you look at that level, but you gotta start down at the bottom where you gotta qualify for at least a certificate of good standing. And once you do that, then you can get an intern for now, and I give it to them like I'm doing this month. After these calls go, start getting some of these non-monopolies out here, intern and secretariat. So you can Imperial secretariat. So you can. That's what I got coming to my office is secretariat. Okay, so you got prime minister, they got ministers, you got presidents, they got secretaries. I got Imperial secretariat that's coming in and gonna learn to move this ship. And all that stuff, all those questions, that's all be worked out through protocol and diplomacy for the states, not for the world, for anybody else to look and see, because it's in-house. But the head authority over the world is mine, the sovereign. So they ain't no more authority over me. And, you know, so you ain't gotta sit there for now. Once you know, that's just a fact. You feel me? So, did I help you out? Did I finish helping you out?
Yes, it does.
All
it does.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, there are no more hands in the queue and no question in the chat. Turn the floor back to the reader.
Just for the record, all authority
in the chat
stems from the protector and is delegated down. Feel me? So he delegates his authority to allow us all to be able to share in that power that he has to run the state. All right, somebody said there was a question in the chat.
Correct, and it's in YouTube.
Yes, yes. We have from Atun Ray. Has the INRI part been activated yet?
Oh, nah, that's not. That shouldn't even concern you. I got you, but that ain't. I don't. It's not. It's not needed. That's going to be happening when I start this travel. That's what happened in Ethiopia and Egypt and all the ancient places where I got to go. Where that's more prevalent than in American culture. You feel me? So that's I'm looking forward to it, but that part's not to manifest now. You know what I mean?
Gratitude. And we do have one more question from Macab, Nefer, Ray. Where and how does the Constitution fit in line with the Imperial motu proprio?
What Constitution? Talking about the Imperial Constitution? Or the Imperial Constitution? Which one? Talking about the Constitution for novel? I fit in. It's part and parcel. You can't. They tie together. They can't never separate. You feel me?
Yes. Okay. Gratitude. All right. He says gratitude, and we have no more hands raised and no more questions in the chat. You have the floor, Shajar.
Appreciate that. So that will conclude March for us. Any other questions for March, concerning March? Affirmations, motu proprio, or the alignments, we all good?
Put one in the YouTube.
Would you like to read it to me, Nikesh?
I don't know if it's appropriate, but I'm gonna read it. It says, wondering if the cinematic character Doctor Strange and his experiences come anywhere near to what you see and sense, Emperor, and is it possible that the character is based on any of the deities?
Oh, you know, I seen Doctor Strange, you know, and that's that mystic magic they playing with on television, televised visually. But if it's on television, it can be manifest for you. You can do it. If they can do it, you can do it. So all that stuff you can manifest if you that traveler. Oh, you know, they give you it's a story. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's someone else. It's someone else's mind. Someone else's mind giving you a story of, characters and creating suspense so they can sell tickets. So, but if it exists, you can manifest it today. If it exists, okay. So I come from another life, So all that stuff, it's gonna be manifest whenever I need it. Like everybody know around me, it had when I need it instantly. That story of in a blink of an eye, I witnessed that already. So I know it exists. So that's why I look at people, they all scared about the Mars and the World War III and all this stuff going on. It doesn't bother me because I know it can change in a blink of an eye. It's gonna happen too many times on my journey. When I drove the truck off the mountain, I didn't mean to. The water pushed me off the mountain. Okay? I blinked my eyes. In a blink of a second, I was at the bottom of the hill. You feel me? So I know it exists. I don't have to go ask nobody, do it exist. I'm a witness of it. You feel me? So all that stuff they saying is because of fear and scared to keep people under their domain and jurisdiction. But I done seen and watched it a couple times in my lifetime so far that'll be in these movies they're gonna be making. Now things just happen in a blink of an eye. In a blink of an eye. So I know it exists. I'm a witness of it. So all this stuff they waiting on, this and that, and magic that they can go to different places, all that stuff, that's just to keep your excitement, to keep you hype, you know what I'm saying? So, that's all that is, brother. They help you out.
Yes, I was just wondering, was it another case of theft or poor imitation? Hey, you. Lamb leaking with magic.
I'm sharing that's it before
Hey, what else we got?
No hands in the queue. Turn the floor to the reader.
So now we begin on April. All right, and we bring April in with April 6th, full moon. We get into our part 2, live call reading of the Royal Press Release / Royal Public Notice to the World. On the 6th as well, we had a runaway supermassive black hole hurtling through space, followed by a tail of infinite stars. On the 11th, there was a planetary alignment of 4 planets: Mercury, Uranus, Venus, and Mars. All right. So in this slide, as you see, our live calls, we're not new to the live calls. We get better and better with each call. The universe again is just corresponding, the universe is in correspondence with our protector, with our emperor. So, he is the emperor, not just of this planet, but the solar system, the galaxy, the universe. He's a universal traveler / dweller. So just make note of that. Feel me? And don't confine him to just this space. Though he has came here to deal with us and understand what it is to live with us and amongst us and everything. He's a universal being. His light comes from a place that we can't even fathom or even knew about up until he came. You feel me? Coming with a new light. So keep that in mind. All right. All right. So for this first slide, do we have any questions? Okay. So we go to the next slide of April, and we begin. All right, so we begin with this revelation, which is 16:12, and the sixth angel poured out his bowl upon the great river Euphrates, and the water was dried up, so that the way might be prepared for the kings of the rising of the sun. All right, so the reason why we even have this is because on the 17th, we'll read it. The Euphrates River, one of the world's longest river, and this goes back to the brother question about, the coinciding of prophecy. Well, here is one that happened, okay? The Euphrates River, one of the world's longest rivers, has finally run dry as a result of a confluence of factors, including climate change and excessive water withdrawal. This resulted in a significant disturbance to both the natural environment and the humans who live in its immediate neighborhood. But now there is something that is even more frightening that has emerged. An ancient monster that has been hidden beneath its waters for generations is now emerging from the depths of the lake. What will take place after this is up to us to discover the truth. With a total length of around 2,800 kilometers, the Euphrates River is regarded as West Asia's longest river. The river's headwaters are located in the Armenian Mountains, which are located in the southeast corner of Turkey. It then travels through the countries of Syria and Iraq, where it eventually converges with the Tigris River before emptying into the Persian Gulf. So, yes, the Euphrates River, which has been prophesied to dry up after, like I said, 1612, the sixth angel poured out that bowl. Well, this river has dried up. So that is a prophecy that has happened. And upon its drying up, there was talk about caverns that the bedrock began to expose. And of course, in one of the caverns where they start to explore, they've heard sounds. And so they've attributed the sounds because they say it sounds like a humongous creature that is locked up in chains. So you can hear the creature screeching and screaming, and you can hear the chains, ching, ching, cling. You feel me? So it almost reminds me of the story of the Titans. Y'all know the story of the Titans? The Titans got locked under in the mountain or whatever like that to a appointed time to be released. Well, the same thing dealing with the river Euphrates. Not only the beast that's locked down here, the angel as they will call it. However, also there is also said to be a mountain of gold that has been found, or gold that has been found within the riverbed as it's been drying up. So, and this happened to happen in our 70-week timeline. That is a prophecy fulfilled. Any comments, questions on this slide?
Have a hand up in the queue. Brother Sagdeep, you have the floor.
Sagdeep, I had a question about the previous slide about the whole, and actually this slide also. Emperor Khufu on the firmament. Do you believe, is there a firmament that we're inside of? And if so, how do we penetrate it to access space, outer space, and the rest of the universe? Are we inside of a firmament? If so, how do we penetrate it to access the rest of the universe?
Oh, that's
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, look, yes, now.
They can hear me now?
Yes.
All right. I said, you way out there. You going on to the regular, all that stuff? Shit, pretty like, you know, they got a lot of stories and about certain things, about different areas. But I'm not really focused on that because I got a date and an appointment to move the ship to set ourselves up so that we can move to them areas that you're talking about, because there's nothing stopping us there. NASA can't stop us. Nobody can stop us from building what we need to build to travel out of this galaxy. They'll have no jurisdiction of us.
Right.
So whatever they say they found so far, which I know they're involved with aliens and all that stuff, they've had to. They've been that way. Because if Tom wrote something 30,000 years ago that still exists today, well, they've been knowing. They just don't want you to know. And keep it magic is evil because they want to keep control of you. And they don't want you throwing the same spells on them that they threw on you. So that's why all that's like that. You feel me? So they say a flat earth on one end, world around, inner earth, heaven somewhere they ain't found yet, hell somewhere they know that exists because I opened that. So, but the rest of that stuff is only a myth. They don't know. They just reading stories and then they come and die, and then next crew come along, add on to that, then they die, and then the next crew come, add on to that, then they die. Now you get a story that you all mystified in because everybody adding on, and they ain't got no proof or nothing. That makes sense to you?
Right, that makes sense. Also with the Euphrates River and the creatures, you know, that they say is chained up under there. I've heard stories saying that once the
talking about angels. You hear that, right? They say demons.
Right, angels.
They said angels.
3
is locked up. 3 of them. I think they said 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is locked up, and they said they're gonna release this day and time to bring hell on earth. But I thought they were angels.
Right, right.
I thought they was holding it down, weeds and healing you and all that stuff. But they got 3 that's getting ready to get released. And then they got near to me. And then I let them go. But until then, they can't get past me, and they definitely can't get past the master. So it's all moving in time. We just got to be patient and get ourselves done, because you got your ship now. You got to wait out. Outside of that, you got to wait on the ship of Jesus, or ship of Muhammad, or ship of Moses, or all the other names they got. And they ain't here to testify and do nothing. So you're in that day and time where you elevating yourself back up to be a deity. And, so we'll go to them zones, and that is be conscious. So you got, if you don't know about IIEHU, that's in Imperial Note 11 and the Declaration Decree. And, it'll give you a whole concept of what an IIEHU is. And that should answer your question. A whole, more, that you're looking for. But once you understand the energy of an IIEHU, it's outside of the Elus. The Elus is a deity who never came down. They never saw fit to come down. Then you got a Tamarin, ancient Egyptian, and then you got Anunnaki, and you got a Domo. Now you got, so that's 4. So now in our turn, we got 5. So IIEHU. It is what, it is. It is what it is. That makes sense to you? You there?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Are you?
So we'll get there on another thing, all right?
When we get to a certain level of government.
Yeah, I thought it was possibly a security situation where you couldn't, you know.
About what?
I figured it was some type of security type situation when I asked her the question. That's, you know, like you were saying, when we get to that level.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta stay. You know, you don't want to, you don't want to tell state secrets. You know,
Right.
They don't tell you, do it. They told you anything, they gave you a birth certificate and tell you nothing, did it?
Right. Didn't sit me down and explain anything.
And where you go? You get a job, they tell you to read it. But you know, that's the world we in right now. All this color of law, they ain't got to tell you, they don't want to tell you the truth. Because the truth will shut them down. And they want to keep their authority. That's what they're doing. You feel me?
Right. I just went to a doctor's appointment about my accident I told y'all about a while ago. And the young lady was like, sir, go ahead and sign this screen. I was like, what do you mean sign the screen? What is on the screen? Oh, it's just saying giving us consent. I said, well, let me read what it said. It's on the screen. I said, well, print it out for me. Well, I will print it out for you, but you still got to sign it on the screen. I said, well, what if I tell you I'm not signing it on the screen? I'm gonna just go ahead and leave. Her manager ran out there. Just go ahead and scan it in the computer for him. I said, yeah, because y'all trying to run some kind of scam. I said, I might be signing your mortgage or something. But yeah, just like you said, they try to run game. The game is over. But I yield.
Yeah, and that's a good thing you want to read it, because a lot of times you sign a consent, you sign to know everything. Feel me?
Right.
You get them access to do everything. Especially if you don't know how to work out of a security agreement, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I signed by propria persona and all rights reserved. Blue.
That don't mean that. That's sloppy citizen stuff, brother. No, what rights do you got to reserve? Ask yourself that question.
So while we still outside of as since we're not nominals yet, how do you recommend for us to sign?
They give it to them the same way they gave back to you. Ain't nothing else to do with it. They gave you all cap name. So why you sign for it? Just write it where they gave to you. If you gotta go change your bank card, change it. You gotta change your social, change it. You gotta change your driver's license, change it. But why you gonna sign for a fraud? Then you gotta come in and sign and say all rights reserved. And where we come from, we say, what rights do you have to reserve? What rights you got? You have no right being a corporation. If you want to say civil rights is for a corporation. It ain't for no human being. So if you say all rights reserved, what rights are you reserving? You don't have any. I know the ARR, all cap, AR, period, all that. I know. We've been through all that. And then the question I asked the old heads that was sitting there to me, you said all rights reserved. What rights are reserving? You feel me? No, to come back after them and sue them if they lied? Well, that's in your security agreement.
So you saying to sign in all capital letters?
That's all. And then I'm just telling you to give it to them the way it gave back to you. When you go look at your ID, what you got?
All caps.
Then you sign for it, right? Which they call a signature, right? That's a fraud.
Right.
Okay, so you're frauding yourself. So the United States is a fraud, de facto. So that's why they the main fraud. Is why you can't bring fraud on. You can never win fraud on the court because the whole system shut down. So they teach you how to sign this signature. To sign for that fiction. They got civil rights. You starting to get it now?
Right.
It'll be all right. You there?
Right, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I yield. Thank you.
The main thing you should be doing is getting out of that system. You ain't worried about it no more. And that's why we setting it up now so we move, this thing can move a little faster with, but the first crew, they see why they had to sit that long. A lot of them came in, wanted nationality within a week or nationality within a month because of all that more stuff out there on the market. And I refused because I know when I nationalize you, you under my banner forever. And so these cats that came on the ship last year, they didn't want no nationality. They wanted emotions. They wanted anger management. They wanted everything but running a damn ship. You see? So, and that's what you got to put up with because you ain't been properly groomed. So they come over here like them old scriptures they say they talk about just us or Jay-Z or Jesus, what's his name, Jesus or Yahshua. He said my spirit is willing, but my soul is weak. That's why we got over here. The spirit is so strong. You hear them? I don't want to be national. Then they find out what it takes to be a national. You see how weak they get. They think they can just get a piece of paper and run with it. No, a nationality you gotta have a venue. If you ain't got no venue with nationality, they don't need to have one. You're just a citizen. So you got all these crews out here claiming to nationalize you. The question you should be asking them, what venue they got to drop your nationality in? Because a nationality got to have a venue. How's it going to work? The citizen, you got a venue, corporation. So where the national going to work at then? Where the national going to be able to file his documents? Where the national going to be recognized at? You know what I'm saying? So you got to separate yourself. That makes sense to you?
Yes, it makes sense.
What you got?
There are no more hands raised. And there are no more questions in the chat. Reader, you have the floor.
Cool. All right. We on to the next slide. As we continue through April, on the 19th at 21:35 EST, first ever rare hybrid solar eclipse started and concluded on Thursday, 20th April 2023 at 2:59 a.m. EST, combined a total solar eclipse with a ring of fire, as you can see the picture that we have at the bottom. On the 21st, Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Taurus during this stretch, which ends May 14th. And on the 23rd, the Lyrid meteor shower. All right. So if you're wondering about this Mercury, when Mercury goes into retrograde, a lot of things begin to mess up or act backwards. It's a note that we all experience dealing with technology during these times of retrograde, something that we might not have known before, but once it was brought to our attention, we definitely paid attention to it. You feel me? So you have to be mindful of that when you're dealing in certain spaces of these retrogrades that happens with the planets. Feel me? All right. Do we have any questions on this slide? If not, this is our last slide for the month of April. The hybrid solar eclipse was a powerful experience as well. Like I said, this ring of fire, we were able to see it. Awesome view. As well as up and coming 24? Yeah. Next year's solar eclipse that will complete the X marks the spot for the United States. The eclipse came one way across a certain line, and now it's coming the opposite way across a certain line, and at that conjunction of those two lines, there's a spot that makes an X. But with a solar eclipse coming next year, we plan on being there in the area so we can witness this phenomenon. All right. All right, so we're on to the next slide for the month of May, unless there's any questions, hands in the chat.
We do not have any hands raised or questions in the chat at this time.
All right, so now we begin in the month of May. On the 5th of May, we had a full moon, of course, our sovereign observance, hashtag Namaculture, right? And then part 3 of our live call regarding the Emperial and Imperial-Royal Diplomatic Decree / Q&A with our Imperial Majesty, His Imperial and Imperial Majesty, Emperor Sam Hu, Emperor : Space Sam Hu, Amini-Ray, quote, at De Lo Yi, end quote. Also on the 5th, de facto USA introduced the Office of Biometrics, Identity Management, in parentheses, introduction to the Mark of the Beast. So on the 6th, de facto Prince Charles was crowned as de facto King Charles III. Time, 1335/135 p.m. Again, 135, the number of our protected numbers. GMT, which is 1835/635 p.m. EST. It was rescheduled to coincide with Nominational's 5th May 2023, quote, live call, end quote, which that really did happen. Like, we watched them maneuver to coincide with our live call, which was trippy. Kings, queens, and Kings, queens, and esteemed dignitaries were present to show their honor and respect, in parentheses, during a retrograde. Remember, we just talked about the retrograde period of Mercury in relation to the moon's phase. All right. Anybody got any questions, comments, concerns?
Yes, I have a question. This is Donna Wall, right? Emperor, going through these slides, I see a lot of coincidences or synchronicity with astrology and numerology. What is your take on that?
I just go with the flow. Because when you get that numerology, it's based on a 12 count. And the real one is based on a 13 count, Servatorus. So the whole Greek philosophy of the zodiac is wrong. So I carry everything around the 13th house. So and it's more aligned with that house than it is with 12th house. So I sit back and watch it and just live. Because what's in motion is in motion, and what's going to transpire is going to transpire, because you was already told, knowing a lot of people, that you had a room coming when I was 17, 18 years old at this age, and the whole world would know me. So, I just, whatever going on, I check it and just live life. You feel me? Ain't nothing going on to bother me. Don't worry me, don't do nothing. So I just absorb it and keep moving. That makes sense to you?
Yes. I'm just like, man, there's a lot of stuff that's in line. And I know a little bit about numerology. I'm like, you got numerology and astrology matching up. So gratitude for that.
I got a question for you, Protector. As we were going through this phase right here, what went through your mind when you saw de facto Prince Charles and the folks over there maneuvering to be in line with our live read?
Oh, they all de facto. They all de facto. That's why I call them de facto. You hear me say de facto queen, de facto king, because they're not a true sovereign. They claim to be a sovereign, but they're not a true sovereign. Only a true sovereign got what I got. Now they became sovereigns on the land based how they enslaved the people and stole the royal privileges through the occult behind the scene with the witches and everything. One breath they tell you witches are evil, the next breath they use them every day. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like that. That makes sense to you?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So when I say de facto, that's who they are. Because they out here perpetrating to say they're royalty, and they see them come, people kneeling, praying to them, worshiping them. And I'm like, so why they need Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Why they need Muhammad? Why they got all this, you got all this so-called royalty, sheikhs, all this stuff in Islam. They got all this power. Why they need the Mahdi? Or why they need Jesus? They prayed to that woman that died last year like she was some Mary, you feel me? So what, so me coming to my seat, well, all this got to be destroyed because they ain't no royalty there. It's a figment of your imagination. So that's why I say you got to burn it out 26,000 years. That ain't no joke. That's a law. That's a decree written. And based on some of my cousins that I'm attached with, grew up with, I did my best to, well, I ain't gonna say did my best, but I attempted to readjust that decree. And my heart felt like that pain they hit me with was like a fault of a bank closing on your finger, you know what I'm saying, on you. And that pain was so hard, I was like, nah, I'm done. You feel me? So I've been moving away ever since. So I see you and I don't see you, because I know you're only here for a certain length of time. And to that point in time, and you're not going to exist no more. So they don't need to get emotional with them. Look at them like they special or something. No, nobody. It's your rule. And this is all the stuff you got to go through to come to your rule. And whatever it is, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it to get back to my seat. Like my grandma said, she going to be waiting on my seat till I get there, whenever you decide to come back. So, I'm on that journey now. So whatever they got going on, it doesn't matter to me at all, because it's coming from a spirit mentality, not a soul mentality. And where we come from, the spirit is nothing. Soul is everything. That makes sense to you?
Yes.
You got any other hands up? Question?
I do have, there's no more hands up, but I do have one more question. If you can go back to the previous slide. Okay. Scratch that. You can go ahead and move forward. Right. We do have a question in the chat.
Host, I just wanted to mention 9:35 p.m. is 21:35. And that is a big synchronicity shown also on many of the full moons and the different occurrences that have happened.
Gratitude. Like I said, when I'm reading, I see a lot of numerology, synchronicity. Can't call them coincidences. Can't call them deja vus. This is just a lot of stuff has lined up. So I had to ask the Emperor about it. So gratitude for that. We do have a question in the chat from Satara Ray. Can you explain the Office of Biometrics, Identity Management, and the Mark of the Beast? Does this have anything to do with COVID vaccines?
I'm not gonna on these type calls, YouTube live, you can't mention stuff like get into the COVID and all that kind of stuff because they'll flag you. Okay. So Mark of the Beast has been around. Like I said, that whole story ain't got nothing to do with me. When I told you about the opening of the gates of hell, he said what? He said they got the date wrong. So you see how depth this stuff is with religion, the occult. To make a flaw like that from a king standpoint of view, you talking about that de facto King James, to intentionally sell the people out, because he signed it on 1611, or it's written in 1611, the so-called Bible, some call it. They won't put holy on it, scare the hell out of it, but it's the Bible. They got a 1611 stamp on it. All right. I came in over the gates of hell before they so-called prophecy was going to manifest. Because that's what's supposed to be happening in 2039, 2040, all that stuff that they talking about. That's why they're programming for. That's why the heads of state and all them, they knew they had all this extra time because of what 1611. See, not no 400 years, not 430 year curse. So I broke that last year. So that ended that curse. So if it ended the curse, that made the end of the Bible's curse that King James said or put on the royal family to keep their to steal their seat. So once they got the date wrong, well, hell, everything is wrong. So it's just your belief system and accepting what they saying. But I came along to tell you that date wrong. Oh, I wanted to go on the other side, like being. They got the date wrong. You feel me? So all that mark of the beast, he's still going to hell. I'm like, they don't mean nothing to me. Because you still got to come through the fire. So that's just you playing with yourself, your emotions. You feel me? So I just keep moving. That makes sense to you?
Yes. Gratitude. All right. We do not have any hands raised or questions in the chat at this time.
I got a question. I'm sorry, I got a question.
Come on with it.
What is a Nama Earth Keeper?
What do you mean? Nama Earth Keeper. See, they got people out there trying to claim that, what do you call it? Climate control or climate warriors. Ain't got no authority to do nothing. A Nama Earth Keeper is growing into Nifu, air, Ta, earth, Mu, water, Set, fire. See, so you got the fire now. So you got the Nifu, Ta, Mu, Set. And Native American, they go Ta, Mu, Nifu, Set. And Nama Earth Keeper, Nifu, Ta, Mu, Set. See, because the breath is everything, right? See, so we go to breath first. So that's becoming a Nama Earth Keeper, because now you got a fire being here that's going to teach you levels of fire to balance out that being inside of you so that you can manifest. You was all given that from your creation. They just, the elders hid a little bit of it. And then these slave masters came along and hid it completely because they didn't have it. You got a soul. The Caucasian man got a spirit. He has no soul. So don't try to act like they the same culture or got the same makeup. Totally wrong. You know what I'm saying? Totally wrong. So their whole makeup is wrong. So you gotta look at who you is and your development and discovering that Nefertiti, that was a gift to you from the elders. Okay, they put a time limit on it. They said 120. Some say 120, 150 with this body material. But they said you can master that in this day and time. So that's part of Top's mission. That has become part of my mission now. So, because that's what we got to do. Because we're the earth keepers, normal earth keepers. We're here to protect the earth, not man, the earth. Same thing the International Galaxy is doing. They tell you, they ain't here for man, they're here for the earth, to save the earth. If you don't save the earth, where you gonna live? And you see what they done did with the last 200 some years. No honor, no damn respect. You feel me? That make sense to you?
Yes, makes sense.
All right, what else we got?
Makes sense.
All right. We do not have any hands raised at this time. And we do not have any questions in the chat. Reader, you have the floor.
I appreciate that. All right, so as we continue with the month of May, we're on the 6th. So as we continue through the 6th, the de facto King Charles III was seated on an old throne / chair, quote, fit for kings, end quote. And under it was the, quote, stone of destiny, end quote, which was kept sacred by the Scottish and was taken south of the UK to England for the ceremony. In Jerusalem, olives straight from its trees were processed into oil, which was prepared by Jewish rabbis for his anointing. Planet Mercury reached its greatest elongation, 24.9 degrees from the sun. Stone of Destiny, colon space, the Stone of Destiny, colon space. There has been much anticipation over the potential use of the Stone of Destiny at Charles' coronation. So deep are its historical ties to the monarchy. For the first time in over 25 years, the stone left Scotland. It was used at the coronation ceremony of King Charles, situated under the coronation chair. The sandstone slab was used by the biblical figure Jacob as a pillow when he dreamed of a ladder reaching to heaven, and thus brought it to Scotland by way of Egypt, Spain, and Ireland. His royal family should have known better than to schedule King Charles III's coronation on the date of a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Scorpio and Mercury and Pluto retrogrades. According to leading Australian intuitive astrologer, psychic, and spiritualist Rose Smith, Smith says the royals have a long historical link to astrology and should have been wary of picking this Saturday's big event on May 6th, due to the fact eclipses can result in unforeseen events, surprise revelations, and can traditionally be a, quote, bad omen, end quote, and we've seen that. Smith said as an astrologer, she wouldn't have chosen this day as, quote, it doesn't have significant useful energy to aid a kingship, end quote. Exclamation point. Just speaking of bad omen real fast. So we watched, a lot of us paid attention, watched the video, the live feed of King Charles, and there's a point in his coronation where death showed up. The actual being, the Grim Reaper, showed up. And when you're looking at it, so there's a flag bearer or one of the armored soldiers getting ready to pull down the flag or doing something with the flag. And as the Grim Reaper crosses the threshold, the flag falls down. it's a sight to see. And so we were all figuring, oh, it's just somebody in costume and everything, but it wasn't. It was Grim Reaper. And we found out later on that you had a couple soldiers that passed out on grounds during that coordination. So a lot of bad omens did happen. But that's just interesting. Any comments, questions, concerns?
We do have a hand raised. Nasaru Kojo, you have the floor.
Assalamu alaikum and magic, Emperor. I wanted to ask a question. Are you able to explain the origin of the Stone of Destiny and the material that it's made from? Please.
Talking about the Stone of Destiny, and well, they gave you the history on that. You don't need me to get to you. They the one got it, so they the one gave you the history on it. The issue is it has no meaning. It has no merit. No, I have a meaning, but I'm sorry. Excuse me. It has no merit because it ain't got no power. Damn rock got no power.
Okay.
Just being real with you. If I go touch the rock and something happens, that's you got the power, not the rock. But then they be giving a rock the power. Come on, man. That's not. That's why I say I hear that stuff and keep moving. They call it, back in the day, they call it old folklore. You feel me? A black cat cross the street, you got to create ants on your car. You feel me? All that kind of stuff. I don't pay that stuff no mind. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Hey, now.
Okay. Wow.
Ain't got nothing to do with you. So explain it. The Catholic Church over England already explained it. You feel me?
Okay, thank you, Emperor. How are you?
That makes sense to you?
Yes, it does.
That's part of them and their ritual and them coming to their seat and that so-called he's supposed to have a rule over Scotland and England with that seat, all that kind of stuff, man. It has nothing to do with it. Well, you might be over there, but it has nothing to do with the world. It just has something to do with them. It has nothing to do with anything else but them. You feel me?
Wow, yes, I do.
So you good?
Thank
I know
you.
it was very interesting the way they did it, right? You know what I'm saying? The way they did it, ceremony. Look how long they've been practicing. That's why John said a while ago, he said, we live, we knew this thing, we make mistakes, boom, boom. They should have had no mistakes. They've been practicing that shit for 200 some years.
Yep.
So that's all a part of their little stealing the royal powers that our family, and they trying to use it that way. That's all it is. Make sense to you?
Yes, clear. Understood. Thank you, Emperor.
And just to help you out, brother, to reiterate that story, think about what they said. They said the boy Jacob used it as a pillow when he had a dream of laddering, the ladder from heaven story, right? Where he wrestled with the angel and he had the thorn in his side and all of that. Well, that's Jacob's ladder, right? So he had a dream and he used this stone as a pillow. And so that caused him to take this stone wherever he was traveling, which ended up as a stone of destiny for England and Scotland. So just think about that for a moment in time. Feel me? And it's a sandstone. It's a sandstone. It's not like it was a quartz crystal. It's a sandstone.
Sandstone.
So
thank you, brother.
Cool. Anybody else?
Yes. We have another hand raised. Aaron Dumotev, you have the floor.
Assalamu alaikum, magic. Brother Aaron Zamitef. The brother also, just to add on to what Brother Sujar was saying about the stone of the so-called stone of stone, made sandstone. That's exactly right. And they were saying that he used the stone as a pillow, and he had the vision, which is what they call the reason why they call it Jacob's ladder, because he elevated to another plane, and he had this dream where he wrestled with an angel and all of this, and then they created a whole story off of it. So basically, it's just another story, and they gave this thing, this item, this image, this stone. They gave it a whole story, and the people have followed it, and they make you think that this is one of their rights to rule by having the stone. And also, I just wanted to make the other comment about the events that were taking place during King Charles's so-called de facto King Charles coronation. Another thing that happened during the coronation was, y'all remember when he was having everything in, and the ink pen busted on his hand, and he got ink all over his hand? That was another sign that I was watching. I was watching very closely what was going on, and right while he was signing something in, one of the ink pens busted on his hand. You know, and he got upset right there on camera and started damn near cussing. You know, like, what is this? You know, what kind of crap is this? So that's just another little one of the strange, interesting things that took place while he was doing it, and just for us to come in and bring more light on it, as far as saying that this was not really a choice time for him to choose to go through his coronation and his coming into the throne under a retrograde. You see, so I think that we're very intelligent brothers, intelligent, all of that, to even bring and notice these things, because a lot of us are keeping an eye on things and watching it and seeing the prophecies of the de facto versus the de jure, which is Emperor Khufu. You know, so if that gave the brother any clarification, and also,
well, first of all, is Emperor Sam Hui-Mene-Ray, quote, Deloye, okay? That makes sense?
Absolutely.
I got
Absolutely, sir. Thanks for the clarification.
Because Emperor a lot of them out there still say Emperor Khufu. I got all that. Why? Oh, in that prophecy, they said when you arrive, you gonna have a whole new appellation. Well, of course, they said name back then. So, you know, you thought Khufu was the last one. Then you grew into Sam Hui-Mene-Ray. So he couldn't exist except as absolute. So that's where I'm at now. That's all we can exist. Absolute.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
I appreciate
you got a lot of folks jumping out. You got a lot of folks jumping out there like Hotel, Noble Hotels. They're gonna be like, no more Khufu. You feel me? You got all these cats out there coming saying they Khufu now. You feel me?
you always burn me, correct? You always burn me, protector, and I like it. I like it to get me straight.
No more Khufus. I'm sorry. Come on.
I yield.
The brother brought up a good point about that story. It's just funny that so the question comes up when I think about that story about the Stone of Destiny, is that fight that Jacob had with the angel after it was done, what happened? They named him Israel. So then my question comes, well, why the Stone of Destiny ain't in Israel? What the heck is it doing in Scotland and England? You feel me? So just a thought. All right, we got anybody else?
Well, do you know that now de facto Charles supposed to be going to Jerusalem for the first time as a monarch from England. So that's supposed to be them passing the whatever they call the torch to the de facto family in England, and that's supposed to be in the works now. So I'm just, you sit back and just pay attention. You feel me? So then he's supposed to be coming in. After he do that, they say he's supposed to be coming in as his son, you know, the crown prince, make him king of England. But then the story say King Charles is going to give it to, he's not going to give it to his son, the heir. He's going to pass it to somebody else when he get to Jerusalem. To a royal sovereign, he said. They said, read the book, read a story on it. Tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got anybody else? Any other questions for our protector?
All right. At this time, there are no more hands raised, and we do not have any questions in the chat.
All right. So we're going to continue on the last slide of May, and we will go on the 13th, which is our princess, Ulhika Samson-L, born day, age 12. So, the emperor had 447 immortal fire beings. His Imperial Majesty, colon space, was 47 years old when the princess was born.
That's why I can tell you about that 47, remember?
I just caught that, protector. That caught me way off guard. That just caught me. Oh, stop. Okay, cool. All right. When the princess was born, all right, let me start again. That caught me off guard. All right. 13. On the 13th was our princess, Ulhika Samson-L, born day. She was age 12. Emperor had 447 immortal fire deities or fire beings.
And now 47, what I have when she was born. Well, Carl had it, not me. My bad.
De facto King Charles III is 74. Watching how one prophecy opens up or one avenue opens up as the other one closes. We can't make this up, y'all. The planet Mars follows a 47-year cycle. Y'all checking these 47s? After which it turns to its original position. Also, the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn at this point in time were at 47 degrees apart. 47 is the atomic number for silver and the atomic weight of titanium. So, wow. All right, on the 14th, Mercury retrograde ends. On the 19th, a new moon occurred at 1555 UTC. Black moon is a rare celestial phenomenon. In parentheses, when a season encompasses 4 new moons, the third moon is termed a black moon. And then on the 29th, Mercury at its greatest western elongation is 24.9 degrees from the sun. Close parentheses. And that brings us to the end of May. Any comments, questions? That's 47. Ooh.
Yes, it's Donald Wall Ray. I do have a questions. So there are a lot of, again, numerology, a lot of synchronicities. What is the significance of all the 47s?
Just that, you know, he looking at prophecy or certain things happening in the universe. Numerology, mathematician, the universe, quantum. So when he was reading, I was 47 when Royal Prince was born. Okay. Then he was talking about the Charles, de facto Charles is 74. Well, language go from right to left, which is 47. Okay. So then he was telling you other things with the 47 had coincided with the timing of the birth or my age when the prince was born. You feel me? And that was the same age that I got the crown too, because she was born on 13 May. I got the crown on 31st August. So that same year. So it's 47. So I got the crown at 47. So he's showing you how it ties in through numerology and mathematician in the world of me coming to my seat, and then certain families, or you call the British family, claiming my seat, and then I'm coming through now doing certain things on the universal, international level, and it's coinciding with everything that's going on in the universe. That's why he was saying based on that level. So we want to go into that part. No, that makes sense to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. But then you got to know the true story on the royal princess, and because she named herself. So we did the Egyptian ceremony where you give your child 7 days before you name. We gave 7 days, and when the 7 days was up, we called every name in the Egyptian name book, Nama name book, Native American name book, and when we got to the black book, on the black book, we called out Haka, and she raised her hand, both of them. And we got the who, she raised her hand. Out of all the names we called her, she never raised nothing. She didn't move, just sitting there. We said Haka, she just moved, raised her hand. We said who, so we kept going because we didn't want to make it seem like it was, that was it. So we kept going through the rest of the names, and she never moved. She never moved not 1 inch. So that's how she became. That's how the appellation here. And so she's got to grow into it. You feel me? So that's who she is. So she's the royal princess. She has no contract with nobody outside of her own government. So she's truly the first royal princess to be born on American soil since, with forfeited credit authority, since IIEHU Maria, the Washington Emperor. That's an odd story making, right?
Oh wow.
That's some odd story making, right?
Yes. Yes. Oh wow.
Absolutely.
Oh.
That just go back to what we say. We can't make this up, y'all. It's just can't do it.
You heard it. You seen it here first.
The best writers of Hollywood ain't got this type of material. I'm just saying.
I told you, I talked to a producer. I had a producer I know, big time producer. He gave me a template, a format to how to build my own, studio. That's 3 times the size of that Perry Boy studio in Atlanta. So when he got wind of what's going on, like I said, they so hard for them to cross over. And I work with everybody. Y'all know that. But when you're stuck in debt over there and you don't live beyond your means, and now all of a sudden you just want to run over here so you can get out of debt. It don't work that way. You feel me? So his sincerity in shaking my hand, he said, showing that he wasn't bull jiving, and he really wanted to get on a ship. He said, here's the blueprint or template for your own movie theater, movie studio, make your own movies. Because you got to look at who we are. So if we contract our story, okay, that's going to be, that's going to be probably the first 2 or 3. You feel me? That's about the first 2 or 3, because they in the jurisdiction of the United States, so they ain't gonna be able to tell the truth. They can't tell the truth. You see, so we gotta run it ourselves after the second, third one. That'll be enough time to build the whole system. You feel me? So I got a whole blueprint, got everything. So he said in his research and looking at what we had, he got, so they got to do history. A lot of y'all people don't know that. When they do movies, they do history. They got all kind of, they go all the way back. So he looked how far he had to go back on me. And I asked him, how many movies you think it's going to make? He said, oh, it'll never be a movie. I said, what are you talking about? He said, no, it'll be a series. He said, like Prime or YouTube. He said, we'll do a series. And these series be 3 hours. That's how big it is now. 3 hours a piece. So I said, how many you think? So he said, around about 29, 30, right? You know. So then I told him more about the Washington. And when I opened up the vault, I told y'all, he said, damn. Now that went from 30 to like 50, 58, 59, 60. Them 3 hours sections, and you got 58, 50, 60 of them. I use, 60, you know. So get everybody away from that 58, I'm cool. I keep them on 58. But anyway, so you see, so I'm already been there working. So it ain't like they don't know. It's just they in contract with the United States and they can't move outside that contract they got. You feel me? So it ain't like they don't know. You think when I put that public notice out and I send it to YouTube, Facebook, everybody, remember? Everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
And y'all notice since they got what I sent them, ain't you notice all their policies been changing?
Yes.
Yeah. You getting emails from them telling you policy updates and all that kind of stuff because they finding out that this emperor is real and we've been showing pictures and that's part of his property. Judicial immunity estates and their property. Starting to get it? So you see how big this thing is, and everybody we move so fast. This cruise ship can't move fast. You only know the parts of it. You only got a piece of it. Just a little piece. You ain't seen nothing yet. You hear me?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yes. With that being said, Emperor, can you give us clarity? What is a public notice?
Well, a public notice, just what they say. A public notice. Say you go down and get a name change at the court, and then they have to give them public notice, just in case someone you owe somebody some money. You trying to run away from court. You know what I'm saying? So they put a public notice on the bulletin board outside the court. That's when the Moors came in talking about that common law name change. That's where that came from. That's where that common law name change crap came from. Put it on, go there. They actually go there and put it on the board. Seriously. But they don't realize it ain't got nothing to do with it. It's outside their jurisdiction. They got to have their own board. You feel me? But them clowns do go in there and put it on the board. You feel me? And they leave it up there for 30-some days. Then pull it down, make a copy of it, and then try to say this is their notice that they were changing their name. They gave fair warning and all this and that. Do an L and all that stuff. See, I done been through. I done seen it all. You feel me? It don't work. So you have public notice. That's what I mean. It's public notice. So in my position as a sovereign, okay, when I had to give a public notice because in studying the judicial immunity of states and their property, well, I inherit the Washington Empire, the whole kickaboo. So you got 30 damn so-called states now on your damn property. Well, you got more than that, but you got 48 in America. Then you got Haiti and all them going down to Yucatan. All that's Washington land. You got Canada. It's all up in Canada. You feel me? So, you had to put a public notice out. You got people running around flying a red flag and green star of Morocco as if they got some kind of attachment. They got no attachment. They got a birth certificate. Their attachment to their state. They had no damn attachment to the red flag, green star. So they run up in court and argue. That's controversy. See, because you really had jurisdiction of that flag or any attachment, you wouldn't even be in the court. You'd be in the Solicitor General office because your consulate office or your embassy will be representing you. Because no state can sit in the seat of another state. Y'all got to see this. You see, so, where we at?
No state can sit in the seat of another state.
Now, before that.
Oh, you're going in about the public notice.
Oh, okay. There you go. So, now I'm doing a couple things out here. So, when I put my public notice out, because I have property, I have treaty privileges, I have good faith performance, and I have coming obligations. Okay, that's got to be met. So if you understood the Pope's letter, you understood more so the public notice, because the Pope's letter, civil order, gave you an understanding of a whole lot of stuff that you should know about the United States government. Whole lot of stuff about Abraham Lincoln you ain't supposed to know. About the GAR, the Libra codes. Why you need all that for? You're a citizen of a United or the state you from. Okay, you don't need all that. So why you give it to you? He was giving it to me. So letting everybody know about my status. He's an emperor. He has a status. And if you sitting on his status, that's why you see him come pull all his money. Because he understands status. So you can imagine the meetings going on behind the doors at the UN. Because what you got status. And you recognize at the UN, at the Security Council. You recognize. So they know you got status. They know you got a vein. You recognize State Department. You recognize all over behind the scene. But now you're coming forth. Before, you seen that guy with that Sabian crap try to pull some paper in there. What he sent it to? Department of Interior. What did the Department of Interior say? You got to go get permission from the head of state, Khufu, or Moon, or that de facto boy down in Georgia, Latif. You see, you saw right now. Been on the record. Well, you ain't running. Because it's a cruise ship, not a speedboat. You can't. Why you gonna run out? I'm gonna run out there like a lot of folks doing now. And since I said security agreement now, you're gonna see hundreds of them go out there and do a security agreement. What are they gonna do? They're gonna run out there and try to use what? Understanding it, right? See? So you trying to make me run, they trying to force me to run a ship that ain't never been done before in over 4 and 30 years. Well, that's why it takes time. Because you gotta grow into it. You gotta grow into it. The ship is selling. You had your lights on since 2004. Now you see you coming out the waters, not like that cruise ship I told you passed in front of me a while ago, and you got the lights on. So where your passengers? Where your crew? Where the captain? You feel me? Because I got my own yacht. It's called the Imperial Barge. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need to drive yours. Y'all got to get this captain. Where you captain at? I'm not driving. I got my own yacht. It's called the Imperial Barge. 9 stories. 2 help pass. That's on the full paying credit clause. That's in my, so anything on full paying credit clause is under my jurisdiction. If it's for sale and I put claim on it, it's my property under full paying credit clause. So as I emerge, all that stuff got to be, all them properties y'all see in my paperwork, all that stuff got to be accommodated. It's under full paying credit. Y'all starting to get it now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No, they ain't. Here they go. Oh, yeah. Here we go, y'all. Oh, yeah. All right, give me a question. Give me a question then.
All right. We have Aaron Dumatev.
No, I'm saying give me a question on what I just said. And y'all saying, all right, yeah, we ready. You hear you. All right. I said, give me a question then on what I just said. You say you ready. Give me a question. Come on.
All right. So my question is, so when the properties that you have under full faith and credit, what happens if one of those either gets taken off the market?
Oh, that makes it equal or greater value. That's all. Nothing serious. Or the people that's in the house, I can make that option to make a move because it's under full faith credit clause. But that's all in paperwork. Ain't no problem. That's why I don't worry about nothing up. Out of what I put on the full faith credit clause since the Constitution written, 80% of them still exist. The 10% is gone, but that was some stuff I put on there way back in 15, 16, so you can't stop commerce. So if they sold it, it's cool. But as I'm selling out now, they got to we're in 2023. So they got to update. They got to give me equal value or greater. So, so you left the door open so you can create some immaculate stuff. You feel me? That you ain't never seen. So that's how they go. That's why I'm worried about. Ain't nothing. I tell you, I don't worry about none of that stuff because you're on full paying credit.
Okay.
See, you got constitutional privileges when you got full paying credit. So that's where we at. That's what you got on the ship, full paying credit. That's what I keep telling y'all. You got authority right there on still. I mean, you got authority right in what thing you want. See, but all these cats on the market, once you think you're gonna think you gotta still play the ball game under the jurisdiction of the State Department. Hell to the no. Ain't that the State Department jurisdiction? No way, form, or fashion. I deal with them for a vast estate that they are, but outside that, they ain't no greatest seal on my paperwork, on our jurisdiction. No, he's a de facto Secretary of State. Y'all okay?
Ooh. Yes.
Good.
Great. All right, what else you got?
I'm gonna ask you want to keep going, Protector? You got a time?
What time is it?
Time check. We got 4 months left.
Oh no, we got it right. I had to pull. I had to stop. So I'm rolling. So I had to stop. And we this over. We got to continue finish this trip out. So we good. I was at the ocean while ago, just getting it in, and y'all feel some of that serious energy out there.
Yeah,
So I gotta be like a kid now when I get off this phone, right? Because it's calling for me, right? So now I gotta take off my poncho, take my jewelry off, and when I get close to it, I'm gonna take off like you run a 40-yard dash, right? And I'm just gonna run into the ocean right now, 3 minutes, and just dive in. That's how excited they is. You feel me? That's why they think I'm a kid, right? They're like, this boy's a kid. Because once you stand there, let it hit your feet. Ooh, it's cold. That's the ocean. But once you dive in and come back up, now you can play. You feel me? So it's night. So I ain't gonna be able to play that much. But it's night. But I gotta take that baptism. 3 dips. 3 dips now. 3 dips, y'all, to carry y'all a long way. Remember that now. Why they be going out to the ocean? 3 dips. It'll be all right. I ain't tell them no, that's a fact. So they'll have their own experience. You feel me? Maybe one day they come and share it with us. You know what I mean? All right, we good?
You good?
We do
go ahead and close it out.
We do have a couple of hands.
Oh, we got to go. I got to do the hands.
All right. First one is Aaron Dumatef. You have the floor.
Once again, Assalamu alaikum, magic, Emperor. One thing I noticed up here in Detroit, I have noticed downtown while I'm at work, or just in the general vicinity of the city, I've noticed something that I haven't seen ever before with the so-called police department. I have noticed that they have started sending out units, and on the side of when they got the shield at, it says Constitutional Police. I never seen that before in my life, and the car is black, and it has the gray shield on it. And it says Constitutional Police. I have never seen that vehicle ever before. And I was just wondering if it had something to do with you. I've seen Border Patrol, everybody else, but I have never seen it where it says
but you already asked your own question. You asked your own question.
Am I?
Yeah, because you've been around long enough to know you ain't seen shit with Constitution on it, period. Because them niggas been running away with Constitution law since 1871. You feel me? When they stole the privileges. That's why they got a Constitution of the United States of America. Okay, Constitution for the United Small U States of America. Now you're talking what you talking constitutional. So if you seen some constitutional whatever police, well, that's dealing with something behind the scenes where they are with a guard that they told you in the civil order, they are preparing themselves for what's getting ready to happen. That's all. I just keep moving. You hear me?
Yes, yes, protector. And I just had another comment.
I got a question. They want to know where you domicile. Like where you see that at? Where you domicile?
This Detroit.
Okay. See, that's no. I just got a question.
West, yeah.
All right. Got your ears all up now, don't
you? Yeah, we listening.
Well, you got to realize that it's all said behind the scene. Okay, it's all said behind the scene. Okay, so behind the scene, they know you got constitutional authority behind the scene. So as you coming out, the Constitution rule. So as you come out, you come into a constitutional order. That's why you got chaos before, you know what I'm saying? So you get the chaos of order now. Everybody waiting on Jesus, saying Jesus here, saying he walking. They ready to get lifted. The Islamic world going off, Africans going off, Israel going off. Everybody, see how everything coming in?
Yes.
So you've been the best kept secret for so long. Well, you're gonna continue being the best kept secret until they announce you to the world. So they got to announce me to the world. It's small right here, 1,000 views, stuff like that. Don't mean nothing to me because I know the main people who got to see it. Pentagon, all the royals, so-called royals, all the militaries in the world, they seeing what I'm doing. That's all I need to see. I'm not chasing citizens. And that's contrary they agreed to. I'm letting the world know and the military know of this authority that you inherit and the power you got with the red flag and the inheritance of the watchstar. I mean, it is what it is. So they got to change the books. That's why I was telling you, all the cats running out there to UN claiming they princes and all that crap, trying to use my jurisdiction, get an IPO number. So now they got to account for that now. You feel me? How you say, time the rooster come on the hatch. So that's what's happening right now with that.
And one of the other comments that I had, go ahead.
Come on.
And I guess just to add on to that also, it's a good thing that I got my CDLAs, over here on the de facto side now. So that's another reason when you gave that little story about, you having the CDL, you was the only one able to operate the contract correctly by having the CDLs, and they knew that, and your mentor and all of them didn't have it.
But in your mind, in your mind, little bro, having a CDLA now it ain't got nothing to do with where I'm rolling. It's got something to do with the ownership of the state. See, so Michigan, if you got a state ID, well, that makes you a Michigan citizen. If you got a CDL, that makes you doing business, commercial business, okay, in Michigan. And you can travel to other states, you drive trucks on the road. But that's what's happening on that end. On Dayton Miller's side was that I properly docked myself to be that foreign national country. Because a part of that docking was that you have had a CDL, because they take you outside of state's jurisdiction. You just you doing commerce.
Wow.
So that help you out.
Yeah, yes, protector. Oh man, but see, that's why I got to get on the ship.
Well, I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay.
I probably need to talk to you offline because I need to talk to you. I done sent you all my stuff, man. But I ain't gonna go into that. We're gonna stay on topic.
Like I said, the door thing, we just wait to deal with nominalization. Deal with your national department like any other state. You basically kind of getting grandfathered in right now. So a lot of everybody's getting on ship now is basically getting grandfathered because they no way you can pass to get on the ship. So you just ain't qualified.
Okay.
So that's why it take a process with other countries 4 or 5 years. So you know that's why they pushing fast, but they know they never be qualified to move. They need to move in a year or two. You feel me? So you got to grandfather them in so you can bring them in. You know, and then get that system set up. So the first one, that's why I say the door's closed, because you ain't grandfather nobody. There ain't nobody getting grandfather after this. So if you didn't get on the first wave, you can't get. The second wave is just like any other sovereign state. You know what I'm saying? If you need some assistance, go hire you an attorney from your country to help you fill out this paperwork. Right now, you get assistance from nominalization. All that stuff won't change. Down the road, as you keep emerging, we don't need you to do that kind of background check. Imperial Indigenous Marshals be doing all that. See, but right now it's just at that level where you coming out. So, you know, they help you out.
Right. Yes, protector. I take the holding tank for now. I take it. As long as I get somewhere near the ship, I'm cool.
You'll be all right.
And I just had. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it. I'm trying to get near the ship. If I can even do that,
you need to start. First of all, you need to start TR wiring. And every call you keep TR wiring. You say I got to work on that.
TR
so that's
you got me again.
See that? No, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. See, so you online, you on live call, and you constantly saying you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. But every week they hear, every time the call come on, you keep TR wiring. You keep TR wiring. TR I'm gonna do. You know, you got that's that. And when you TR wire, you cancel out your dreams. You know what I'm saying? You don't put forth 100 affirmations, and then you TR wire them out right out away from you. Because you know what I'm saying? Because you questioning yourself. So we're gonna leave that alone. That's more normal stuff on our side. But I'm giving you assistance. Work on that. Catch yourself. And the only thing it's saying is that you gotta think before you speak. That's what all elders said. That.
Right.
You breathe, think before you speak. And then you slow that energy down and that emotion down, so you won't be so stressed. You feel me?
Yeah. I appreciate that, protector. And the last comment that I had was, when going back to when you said something about the producer talking to the producer about the movies and all of that. Only thing I want to say about that is, you mean to tell me you're gonna be making movies better than Superfly and Black Caesar and Shaka Zulu and all MCU, all of that? You gonna make movies better than that? Oh man!
I'm gonna let you go though. We gotta get off this call.
I know.
We gotta go. We gotta finish up tomorrow.
Gratitude.
Now tomorrow might be a little longer, y'all, because we gotta finish this thing, so it might be a little longer call tomorrow. So get your hats on, all right? What month we on now? What month we in and on? May. So we got June, July, August, September tomorrow. Woo, that's gonna be a ride. Oh wow, that's gonna be a good ride. And then I got something to close it out with, so we'll be all right. All right, so let's close this thing out. Any more questions?
No more hands raised?
Yes.
All right, come on.
My question was, as you emerge, will you be changing the maritime and admiralty laws?
Everything got to be updated with your status. Everything's updated now. It's based on the UN Charter and what they agreed to at the UN Charter. Okay, well, the 48 star flag sits above the UN Charter, so that made the UN Charter is under me. Because they own, that's a fact. The UN exists because the Ottoman Empire is there. Okay, there wouldn't be a UN, what would the League of Nations? Okay, that's the your side. When the Ottoman Empire lived, because you had sovereign sultans living back then. When they cut the Ottoman Empire down, they created the facto United Nations Charter. Okay, So that's why you see it on my banner. You see the 48-star flag, or why? Because the United States was only granted that all that authority in the UN because they had control of the 100 million in gold, and they had it held. And guess what? That's why it's held at the Hague. It's not held at Fort Knox. There's a lot of more things. Only thing at Fort Knox is the red flag. It's still beat up, cut up like it, But that's the thing. If anything at Fort Knox, the gold has been held by the UN. Okay, so they already know. So now the United States done lost their authority because they got to pay the gold back. Or don't exist. It's either one or two. That's good faith performance, accompanying obligation, and treaties. That's what the Pope said. The Vatican said. And you don't think the Vatican run everything, you need to go to sleep, wake up again, go back to sleep, wake up again, then go your ass back to sleep, wake up again. Because somebody you be a hoodwinked too many times. You find Christians right here in America talking about, I don't believe in the Catholic, all that bullshit. You wouldn't even have a Bible if it didn't come from the Vatican. Okay, so cut the madness out. All right. So the gold is what's been the backbone of these bonds they call U.S. bonds that the Treasury is selling. Now they see they been called bluff. They call it bluff now. They call it bluff. See, China called them out. Russia called them out. Nobody missing. Then they form BRICS. Why? Because they're calling it out because it's a figment of your imagination. How you gonna have a sovereign country without a sovereign currency? You got money, they ain't worth papers written on. So we good on that? So
yes, we good.
So that's your job or y'all job when you go in as ambassador, imperial ambassadors to the UN to represent the sovereign, or the Emperial CMYE-IRK Republic, or the Minister of Foreign Affairs, or international corporation. So that's them jobs sitting there waiting for y'all to come do. I can't do them all. You feel me? That's why I say I got plenty of position. You just got to raise up and be a diplomat and act like a diplomat, sleep like a diplomat, walk like a diplomat, love like a diplomat, speak like a diplomat. That's all the rest of your life. You can't go outside of it. You can never be nothing but a creditor. You can never be a debtor over here. You good now?
Yeah, thank you for your wisdom. Appreciate it.
Cool. So we can get out of here now? Go, the ocean is calling me, man. Can you hear it?
Gratitude.
All right. Go ahead and close it out. Let's go. It ain't no more questions. Let's get rid of it.
All right. Gratitude to all. In closing, I/we would like to thank the universal traveler, dweller, the absolute world that's sovereign, :space, his imperial majesty, :space, emperor, :space, Sam Hu, Amini-Ray, quote, Ade Lo Yi, end quote, and I/we would like to thank her imperial royal princess, Princess Huhaika Sampson-L. Moreover, gratitude to all of our imperial dynamic readers, gratitude to all the nominationals working behind the scenes, and our viewing audience for their attendance and participation. Be certain to mark your calendars for tomorrow, 4 October 2023 at 1700, 5 p.m. EST, for the continuation of the 70+7+5 week prophecy of His Imperial Majesty's journey. With that, we say Salam Malikum with magic, and may the dweller be with